Hey guys, Darth Glork here, really quick before we actually hop into the video. So this is going to require an explanation, and I am so irate. I don't want to talk too long because I'm probably going to start swearing. So really quick, so about the first 2 hours and 45 minutes, about at 2 hours 45 minutes in, my power shuts off because life is, because life is pain, and for some reason it's like living in living in the dark ages. And I don't know, my house just does that. I don't know why. It's very much out of my control. So my power shuts off, and so now I did actually manage to save the audio file, and so the audio file, my commentary got saved. And initially I thought my footage had been lost, and then it turns out it actually wasn't lost. Now I did manage to save my commentary, but the actual gameplay, I thought it was gone, and then I actually found it and it wasn't gone, and I saved it. The issue is, for some reason, it freezes my editor every time I try to use it. So the footage it got saved, and I can watch it like just as a video file, but I can't edit it or change it or touch it or put it into my editor at all because it freezes the entire program. So it's basically just lost. It's corrupted, essentially. So footage is unusable, and so we're gonna have to do this very stupid and haggard. Now, because my commentary got saved, I am just going to put a image in place of the video, of whatever video you will be watching, and then the last 25 minutes or so. But again, after that 2 hour 45 minute mark or so, is when obviously the power goes off, and then I had to skip back through, get back to where we were because I lost the gameplay. So it took like 15 minutes, and I had to just power spam and click through. But then the last 25 minutes or so, everything goes back to normal. So super duper sorry about that. I am irate. This whole, it's just been so annoying. I'm so mad. So anyway, really sorry about that. Obviously very much out of my control. I'm in the same boat you are, and I'm super, super angry about it. So very sorry about that, but the last 25 minutes or so, really, really good plot gets developed. So at least you guys will get to be able to see and hear that. And, yeah, really sorry about that. Out of my control, but here's hoping that tomorrow we are less, hopefully tomorrow we are more lucky. So here's hoping. Anyway, thanks for your patience. Sorry everybody, and enjoy the video. Hey guys, Darth Lord here, back with part 10 of our If My Heart Had Wings playthrough. So last time, I don't really remember what happened last time. I remember that we were trying to keep the dream alive, and that everyone is hell-bent on stopping us. I remember that. We got a hanger. I think that was something that happened last time. We actually got a place that we can, actually do our thing. So that's exciting. And Asa became obviously a full member. That was something that happened last time. And we figured out that she did have that emotional connection that the rest of the club has to flying and morning glory and stuff. And so now that our fears were abated that she would be a good fit, she joined. So that's pretty exciting. And so that's what happened. So anyway, so yeah, we're back at it, and as they used to say when I was in high school, back at it like a crack addict, because we were funny and clever that way. And the point is, we're back. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. However, as always, I do have a juice with me because I'm trying to keep my voice moist and soft as I read, so that I don't sound all craggly and disgusting. And for the fact of the day, because it is a Snapple, so there is a fact on the cap, which is like maybe the best part of the whole juice, to be honest with you. Real fact number 201. The only one-syllabled U.S. state is Maine. So there you go. I did not know that. So that's kind of neat. Anyway, there's your fact. I hope you all feel smarter. I feel smarter. Let's hop into it. Asa had become a full member, so one of Akari's conditions had been met, which meant that there were 2 left to fulfill. The lack of a teacher to act as advisor, and the lack of qualified personnel. Yeah, because they need like that, because yeah, that was one of the things we ran into last episode, was the difficulties with what we were after there. I know that obviously, yeah, one of them was that they need a teacher to back them up. The previous teacher had backed off because the big bully teacher, Tabioka, or it starts with a T. It sounds like tapioca, like the pudding, but it's not, obviously not that. Anyway, the mean old crotchety jerk face teacher is like coming down on anyone that's associated with us, and so we need a new teacher, and then something to do with like the actual equipment, because like now that Aoi has his pilot's license, he's allowed and like legally allowed to fly it, but like I think there's some other kind of something, like qualified something or other that they need, so they need other things. So, you know, they're working on the fulfilling the requirements so that they can make a comeback as an actual club rather than a society or whatever. They're trying to get the qualifications, you know, or the certifications and stuff, you know, the status. Anyway, if the advisor is someone who has the qualifications, that would fulfill both at the same time, but that would be just too good to be true. Sorry, I understand how you feel, but I'm already advisor to the drama club. But you're not suited for drama. Yeah, that's right. Alright, pipe down. Now, I'm a Keifu Academy teacher, but I really wanted to be involved in the arts. Wow, literally no one is supportive of our dream, man. The arts are great, you know. You guys should stop making gliders and join the drama club. No way. I refuse. I must say, I'm a little hurt. The teacher left hurt, and we all slouched forward dejected. By the way, that was our homeroom teacher. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? So it's no good after all. This isn't going very well. All the teachers are already involved with the club, said Asa as she looked at the list. This is a list of teachers at Keifu Academy that Ageha had made. It has information on their homeroom class, clubs to which they are advisor, and whether or not they are on Mr. Tabeyoka's side. Today, using that list, we've been going around and asking all the teachers who seem like they might cooperate with us. But you really did well to get all this information. Don't underestimate my intelligence network. All we got left is Mr. Yamanobe. We can't ask him. Even more of his hair will go white. And if that happens, he's in danger of his new wife divorcing him. Oh no. Our advisor last year, Mr. Yamanobe, is young, but he's married. It seems that his wife is a slender and pretty woman, but seeing her husband, she'd only just married, aging right before her eyes, she screamed this shouldn't be happening, apparently. Yikes. I guess I can understand how she feels. She'll just have to accept it then. You can't just decide something like that. Yeah, don't you feel sorry for her? His wife's said to be very beautiful, you know. So what are we gonna do? Well, let's think of another way. It's after school. We're taking a day off from club activities. The materials we ordered still haven't arrived, so we've stopped working. Which is why, for the first time in a while, we've got nothing to do after school. Ageha, you don't have any club activities today, do you? Let's stop by somewhere on the way home. Sorry, there's something I need to do. Ageha refused the invitation of the girls in the class and came over to me. Hey, Aoi, you're free, aren't you? Come shopping with me. Where do you want to go? To the underground shopping arcade at Windy. Kotori goes past us as we're talking. Kotori, what are you up to? Me? I'm gonna stop by the secret base on the way back. Why's that? There's a little something I want to do. I see. I wonder what Asa's up to. We told her we're taking a day off, so perhaps she's gone somewhere to hang out with Yoru. Hey, Aoi, come with me. What should I do? Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I need none of these things. I gotta open my cheat sheet. Don't worry, I have it bookmarked on my Chrome, so it's really fast. Okay. Obviously we're going with Kotori, but this is the final decision in this route. This is the final one. So that's kind of pog, as they say in the Twitch community. Not that I'm a streamer, but still. Alright. But I mean, like, obviously we're romancing Kotori this time. This is the Kotori route. But I'm just gonna say, it feels pretty bad for Agaha to specifically invite us and have us be like, Kotori, what are you doing? What? That feels pretty bad, man. That feels super mean. But obviously everyone's gonna get their romance, so it's fine. But still, it feels bad. I'm going to the secret base too. I see. Sorry, Agaha. I'll romance you on your route, I swear. Agaha had a bored-sounding tone to her voice as she said, see you tomorrow, and left the classroom. Okay, let's go, Kotori. Yeah. That feels pretty bad. Like, I would never, like, ignore someone's invitation. Yeah, I would never turn down someone's invitation. Like, that was so mean for her to be like, you know, hey, you want to come with me and have us? It's like we were really searching for our options. You know what I mean? That just feels super shallow, very mean. So I would never do that. But don't worry, everyone's gonna get their romance, and so Agaha's turn will come. Anyway, was it really all right for you to turn down Agaha's invitation? I mean, not really, but here we are. What do you mean? Well. Howie, do you have something you need to do with the secret base? Well, not really. Since Kotori's going, I thought I'd go with her. Even if I did go with Agaha, I'd only end up carrying her bags for her. You were about to say something just then. What was it? No, it's nothing really. She's guessing at your ulterior motives, bro. She's wondering if he like literally blew off in a kind of a rude way. He blew off Agaha to hang out with me, and he didn't have a reason for coming with me, so it's just because he wants to be with me. She's trying to figure out your motives, dude. That's obviously what she's doing there. We spoke on the way out of the school gate. Obviously. Aoi. Hello, Aoi. A group of first grade girls called out to me. Almost immediately, they had surrounded me. Hello. You leaving now? You have club activities now? Well, yeah, I guess so. It seems that they are Asa's friends. Seems like Asa was proudly talking to her classroom about how she had joined the soaring club, which is fine, but it looks like her friends have become interested in it. It's strange that their interest isn't in the glider, but rather in me. Yeah, well, you know, you're more popular than you thought. Now that they're coming to greet me and ask all kinds of questions. Asa's clumsy, so does that cause you any inconvenience? That's not true. Asa's trying really hard. There's nothing really wrong with this, but I'm not used to it, so I feel kind of uncomfortable. With a fake smile on her face, Kotori watches me from outside the circle. No, Kotori, wait! You're the whole reason I blew off Agaha. No, come back. Hey, Aoi, I'm going on ahead. Wait! You're so cool, and you're so tall as well. Asa said you were really kind, too. Oh, did she now? No, I mean, hey, Kotori! Kotori had made a face that said that she couldn't stay with me, and had already gone off ahead. Well, race after her, dude. You're the whole reason you ignored other people you could have gone with. Opening the metal door and going inside, there was Kotori working alone in the huge dock. I can't believe you left me behind. More importantly, I couldn't bear watching you with that stupid expression on your face. She wasn't as angry as I thought she'd be, but she was still a little blunt. Come here, I bought you some ice cream. It's Haagen-Dazs strawberry. Kotori glared at me from a distance. Then she pushed her wheelchair towards me. Here you go. Thanks. We sat in the corner of the dock eating ice cream. I think you have to eat ice cream in a hot place. Where we are now couldn't be any hotter. Hey, Aoi. Yeah? When people eat ice cream, it puts them in a better mood, don't you think? With a plastic spoon still in her mouth, she gives me a sideways look. I don't think so. Well, whatever, it tastes good. I guess that's her perspective on it, but it looks like she's accepted this as a form of apology. Well, what were you doing? Maintaining the tools. After that, I was gonna do some cleaning. You came here all by yourself to do that? Kotori nods while eating her Haagen-Dazs. You could do that tomorrow. We could do that tomorrow together. If we did it together, it'd just be a burden. Kotori seems a bit sullen as she speaks. I reflect on having said something that didn't need to be said. Kotori's in a wheelchair, or rather we're working, cleaning, or whatever it may be. She can't do it the same way as everyone else. I feel like my brain shut off. I didn't totally understand initially what I just read, but Obviously, she has struggles, man. No one thinks of her as a burden, but I guess there is a difference in the amount of work she can do. Kotori's worried about that, and everyone else seems to be aware of that. Whenever we do something, everyone's always looking out for me. I realize that. I don't like it. It makes me sad. Yeah. We can't completely avoid looking out for her. The reason we do that is because she's important to us. But I can understand why that makes things tough for her. When I got injured and had to quit the cycle racing club, having my friends look out for me sometimes made me happy, and sometimes it was tough. Kotori usually doesn't show that she sometimes finds that tough. She can be cheerful at times, and at others she makes selfish requests like it's no big deal. The fact that she can say that she really thinks around us is a relief to us. Oh, I think that's not quite how. I think I read that wrong. I think he was saying that the fact that she can say what she's thinking around us is a relief. I think that's what he meant by that. Anyway, it's really pitiful, you know, even though I'm the leader. I caused problems with that thing with the runway. I think you know this, but no one except you worries about it. Yeah. Oh, here come the feels. Wells up. Tears appear in Kotori's eyes. Don't start crying all of a sudden. Come on, you'll spoil the ice cream that I went to the effort of buying for you. Okay. Oh no. Oh no, she's hanging her head even more now. I don't know what's triggered this, but she's gone into faint-hearted mode. Bro, don't be an ass. Just hug her. I put my hand on her head, the same as always, and start stroking it. There. It's nothing to cry about, is it? I'm not crying. It's sweat. Sniff. Kotori starts sniffing. This year, Kotori has been working really hard as the leader of the Soaring Society. She doesn't have the same level of expert knowledge or techniques as Ageha, and she can't be a pilot like me either. It looks like there's nothing that only Kotori can do. But in the past, like the time that we found out that Amane would be leaving, whenever there's a difficult situation, Kotori is always the one who says, I want to do it like this, and expresses herself the strongest of all of us. Kotori has a straightforward nature, like a child, and she's like a compass, showing us the direction in which we should be heading. Hey, your ice cream's gonna melt. Yeah. Kotori slowly ate her ice cream while crying. She looked like a child who'd become timid after being scolded by her mother. It was kind of cute. Not kinda, it is cute, but it's very sad too. What is it? It's nothing. Come on, eat up. I couldn't help myself looking at her crying, and without thinking, I blushed while trying to cover it up. I think everyone knows how hard she's trying. She's disabled, so even something like pushing her wheelchair all the way to the secret base all by herself is really tough. But to Kotori, this is perfectly natural, but she's also worried about not being able to move around like everyone else. She has an unusually strong sense of responsibility, so she's concerned about inconveniencing other people. However, originally, the girl known as Kotori Habane was just a regular girl. She looks cute, and her grades and general sporting abilities were probably better than most people, but that's about it. Also, she's easily moved to tears, she's a little self-conscious, and when she tries too hard, she sometimes cries. When did it start? I guess from the time I persuaded her not to quit school. It's been my duty to comfort her. It seems like she only cries in front of me. Maybe that's what she needs. I think that when she cries, she can let out all of the things that she's been keeping bottled up. There's no, I mean, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but I think I was making it more grammatically correct, okay? There. You're trying ever so hard, Kotori. You're trying ever so hard. Hey, geez, don't make fun of me, alright? While still crying, she gives me a punch in the side. It doesn't really hurt, though. I stroke her head and hug her gently. Attaboy. Sorry, but this is kind of embarrassing. As I speak honestly to her, Kotori pushes her forehead into my chest, then cries without making a sound. While holding Kotori's head, one part of me wants her to stop crying, but another part of me wanted to stay like this for a little longer. Attaboy. Thank you. I feel better now, said Kotori, moving her forehead away from me. She pours the totally melted ice cream into her mouth as though it were juice. Anytime you need to borrow my chest, you just let me know. I won't charge you any rental fees. I said jokingly, then... Ah, that's so adorable! That's so adorable. Of course, because in return you get to stroke the head of a beautiful girl and gently hug her. I'd say those are perks of the job, wouldn't you? You could say things like that without, you can't say things like that about yourself, you know. Alright, you can go now. So now that you've stopped crying, my work here is done. Why don't you go and hang out with all those first grade girls from before? As she says that, she goes back to work. Oh, is this what they call jealousy? Floosh. Whoa, that's dangerous! A spanner came flying at me. Damn, I missed. What the hell are you doing? What would you have done if that had hit me? Why on earth would I be jealous? What are you, stupid? But it sounded like it sounds like you're jealous to me. More throwing. Whoa! This time it's a screwdriver and a pair of nippers? I don't know what that is that kept flying. Sounds pretty sus. Sounds pretty sus. Please just go already. You've stopped me from working, she said while clutching a power drill. Sensing danger, I do as she says. Alright, I'm off now, but if you need anything, you can reach me on my cell. Alright, let me know when you're gonna come. Let me know when you're gonna come leave. I'll come and get you. There's no need. No, once it gets dark, I can't let you go back by yourself. Make sure you call me, okay? As I emphasize my point, I open the metal doors and leave the dock. Hangar, whatever. You don't even think of me as a girl. Humph. Yeah, he's more dense. He's more dense than I would be, I can tell you that. I would be hyper aware that she was a girl. I mean, like, not for me, it'd be borderline uncomfortable because of how aware I would be. But that's in my head. Don't worry about that. I went back to my room and sat down on the bed. I've got nothing to do. Having no club activities made me realize just how long a day can be. I take my cell phone from my pocket, and at some point, I got a text. For a moment, I thought, is it from Amane? And I hurriedly opened the message, but it's from Anchan. I was a little disappointed, and while apologizing on the inside to Anchan, I read the text. Have you met Amane yet? Huh? She's having a meeting at our factory. She said that she might go over to the Flying Fish Manor. Amane's coming? The time that the text was sent was 2 hours ago. Whoa. It's like, no, I didn't know she was coming. Kaneko. What is it? Did Amane come by? Mochizuki-senpai? No, she hasn't. Yuka, has Mochizuki-senpai been around? I don't think we've had any visitors today. Thank you. I say my thanks, then go dashing out of the dorm. I want to see Amane, dude. So bad. She didn't go to Flying Fish Manor? Apparently not. When I called Anchan, he went to the trouble of coming around in his truck. I got in and we drove around the station, but we saw no sign of Amane. I tried to call her, but she didn't answer, so maybe she'd already gotten on the train. Sorry, I should have called you instead of sending a text. I didn't think she would leave without going to see you guys. It looks like she had gone to Anchan's factory to order some parts. There was no one else she could ask for. There was no one else she could ask for such complex parts. When she went to leave, Anchan asked, "Are you gonna go and see those guys?" And she answered, "That's what I'm planning to do." However, she's quite fickle, so maybe she changed her mind. Or she got lost or something. I mean, it's Amane. A million things could happen. I had already told Kotori and Agaha about it. They were both happy that Amane was coming to Kazagura, and then they found out that she had left without seeing them. They said, "I can't believe it, Amane, you idiot." "Oh no, what a shame. I wanted to see her." And so on, expressing their regret. There will be one more meeting before we deliver the parts. I'll let you know before then. Okay, thanks, Anchan. I'll take you back to the dorm. No, here is fine. I have some shopping to do for dinner anyway. Sure, okay, see you next time. Yep, thanks, Anchan. As Anchan's light truck drove away, I stood there dazed. It was true that I had to do some shopping, but I didn't feel like doing it right away. I want to see Amane. That feeling had suddenly become much stronger. Would I be downhearted when she finds out that the Soaring Club isn't doing so well? Or I'm assuming it would be, would she be downhearted, not would I. Like, will she be upset, you know, when she finds out that the Soaring Club isn't doing so well? Or do I want her to praise us for working so hard? I'm thirsty. I went to the convenience store in front of me to buy some juice. Then I wandered around the area. This was to ease my feelings of not knowing what to do. I'll go shopping once I've calmed down. While I was wandering around, before I knew it, I found myself at the runway. A few days ago, we came here to cut the grass, so it looks quite tidy, but before that, it was overgrown with weeds. Between those weeds were lines where the soil was exposed. Those were marks from where the wheels of the glider had run over it so many times. Usually, a glider is launched into the oncoming wind. However, because it was complicated to move the winch, which had been positioned there to face the wind, we always launched in the same direction. I stood in the middle of the huge wide runway and gazed towards the winch. Memories of the acceleration of being pulled by the tow rope then floating into the sky came flooding back to me. As I look up, I see a bright blue sky and a towering thunderhead. I envision riding on the wind of the glider. I want to fly in our glider. I've been traveling into the airfield for the purpose of training. But flying in the glider that we made is totally different. The wind that blows over Kazagura is not the same as there. Huh? I saw someone standing next to the winch, probably Amane. Their outline was kind of blurry, but it was wavering because it was wavering in the hot air, so I couldn't see so well. But what are you doing? The cover of the winch was open and they were taking a look inside. Was it some sort of prank, or were they trying to steal the parts? It's probably Amane fixing it. Anyway, I just can't leave this alone. As I dashed towards them, the person closed the cover, then noticed me. When there was about 300 meters between us, our eyes met. The next moment, the person began to wave their hand. Then they started jumping up and down. Could it be? Hell yeah! Hey, is that you, Aoi? Is what she said. I accidentally skipped it, sorry. Amane? I was already... Sorry, I was putting my juice back at my... How did it fly so far? At my trash can, which is very, very full, by the way. Stay. It's so full, dude. Anyway, I was already running when I shouted out in surprise of Amane. Hell yeah, Amane! I'm so happy to see you. It is you, Aoi. What are you doing here? The first thing that I asked was the question like that. I was aware of the fact that the first thing I said after finally meeting again sounded kind of like I was angry. I thought I would check to make sure that the winch hadn't broken down again. Looks like it's been carefully maintained. I didn't find any problems. Of course. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's right. You guys are different to me. You always keep everything in order. No, I didn't mean that. What are you doing? What are you doing in a place like this? I just said I'm checking the winch. No, not that. Why didn't you say anything to us, then come out to a place like this? You could have contacted us. Oh, yeah. But I thought that you would have forgotten about me by now. What? How could you possibly think that? So actually, never mind. I take it back. I know exactly how she could think that. Too real. Anyway, how can we forget you? Aren't we always texting you? Oh, you're right. Those kinds of texts get mixed in with work requests and demands from clients, so I often don't notice them. I sometimes mistakenly put them all in the trash folder together. I heard from Anchan that you were coming, but you still didn't contact us, so I... Oh, sorry. I thought it might inconvenience you if I suddenly said I was coming. So why not contact us before you come? That might also inconvenience you. I thought that you would have forgotten about me. I just told you. That was all I said as my voice changed to a huge sigh. Common sense doesn't really work on her. This is Amane Mochizuki we're talking about here. Sorry, Aoi. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. But I've been calling you on your cell phone over and over. You didn't notice that either? Oh, I left my cell at the lab. Why? That thing is so noisy. Every day they call to ask how the work is coming along. I don't think that cell phones and text messages are useful. I think they're just evil things that confine people. To a certain extent, I agree with you. I think a lot of the time your phone is just a leash to like everything that you know that makes you suffer. Like for the most part, I agree. But I do think that you know depending on how much you use it will depend on how useful it is. If you're very careful with your number and you just give it to people who you value, then it can become a good thing. But I think it very much depends on how widespread your number is. If it's like mine where it's been leaked and you get nothing but spam or things that cause me anxiety and stress, then yes, like in my case, I hate my phone. Because my phone, anytime it's going off, like 8 times out of 10, it feels like it's for some sort of bad news. And so I have this severe anxiety about my phone a lot of the time. So I totally understand that. But before my phone got like hundreds of spam texts and calls and emails every week, it wasn't that bad. So, you know. Sheesh, really? I hang my head in dismay. What happened to all my impatience and desperation that I had until just now? How you been? Yeah, pretty good. Kotori and Agaha too. I see, that's good. How about you, Amane? I'm alright. Everyone always says she's the same as always. For some reason, Amane huffs out her chest proudly. The same as always, huh? I was relieved to hear that. Not just that she's doing okay. I thought that her being the same as always meant that she hadn't changed since the time we spent together in the garage. Amane's not a student anymore. She's part of the working world now. Which means that she's now an adult, so she lives a different world. She lives in a different world to us. Oh my god, dude. He's like, I have such a story to tell you. You don't even know all the injustices we've suffered since you've left. You don't even know. It looks like you've been maintaining the winch, but there are no signs that it's been used recently. Are you not flying? That's right. After the demolition of the garage, I sent her a text briefly summarizing recent events. If she hadn't accidentally deleted it along with all her work emails, she would know about that. But most of it was good news, and I didn't really write about the bad stuff. She's already left the school, so I didn't want her to make her worried about it. I explained what had actually been going on. So this time he was actually honest with her. So that's what happened. So that's good. He summed up everything. He's like, okay, so it's really bad news, man. Everyone's trying to keep us down. We lost our status as a club. They demolished the garage. We had to steal the glider from the school before they could take it from us. Like, it's just like, it's been literally nothing but pain and sorrow since you left. It's been a rough year, okay? It's been a really rough year. I'm sorry. It's my fault that this caused so many problems for everyone. It's not your fault, Amane. It's nobody's fault, really. If I had to say, it was Mr. Tapioca's fault, but he might have his own reasons. No, it really is his fault. He has no... I can't even imagine what reasons he could possibly have for being such an asshole. The truth is, the Soaring Club garage was in the way of the student dorm being built. It's hardly ever a fair compromise when it comes to the needs of adults and the needs of kids. Okay, maybe that's oddly fair of him to be like, oh, the needs of adults versus the needs of kids. Okay, but they could have warned you. Like, they could have done it without, like, not telling you to not take things out of the garage before they leveled it. They handled it so stinking poorly. Like, it doesn't matter if kids or adults. It was important to somebody. Like, and the fact that they are always, like, working their butts off to, like, crush the dream and keep you down, like, that's not an adult versus a kid thing. That's just them being assholes versus not type of thing, you know? And so it's just like, I'm just saying, like it doesn't matter if it's adults versus kids. They could have handled that in a better way. Like, the garage meant something to somebody, you know what I mean? I could even get if they want it destroyed so they could put up a whole student dorm. I mean, a major expansion to their school. Totally get that. But, like, they could have handled it better. Like, they handled it so poorly. And then they're constantly working against, like, you know, the club all the time. And every single teacher, it's like all this politics with, like, you know, don't join this club. You're going to get in the sights of Mr. Tapioca, and he's this big old bully or whatever. Like, I'm just saying, there's so much crap going around that it doesn't have to be that way. And that's not an adult versus a kid thing. That's just them being scumbags versus not kind of thing. Anyway. Today the cloud conditions are good and there's strong airflow, so I thought that if I came here I might be able to see you flying. But you haven't been able to fly since that day. Amane's expression darkens, perhaps because she feels responsible. Oh yeah, do you have time after this? I'll call Agaha and Kotori, so please come to our place for something to eat. I'll introduce you to our newest member too. Always cooking, drool. Amane wipes away the saliva that had she had unknowingly let dribble out of her mouth. I would really, really love to do that, but I have to go now. I have work to do when I get back. Oh, really? Sorry. It's okay. If you'd contacted us sooner... As I mumbled angrily, Amane seems hurt as she held her hands to her chest. Sorry. Please think about it. Of course we want to see you, you know. Yeah, I understand. The answer is in a childish way, so I couldn't help laughing at how funny it was. Well then, I'd better get going. By train? I'll go with you part of the way. I have to go shopping anyway. Okay, that'd be nice. So that's how I had a surprise reunion with Amane. Hey, that's neat. It was great to see her, man. Give her lots of hugs. I miss her already. Life has been so much worse. Life has been so much worse since she left. Also, Kotori's very upset. What? You met Amane? Yeah, after that, I went to the runway and I met her by chance. Why didn't you call us? Well, Amane had to leave. It's only unfair. It's so unfair that only you got to meet her. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it really was only for a short time. I mean, literally, it was like 5 minutes. It looks like she'll be coming back soon, so I told her to come by and see us then. Oh, I wanted to meet her too. Sorry. I feel like I'm not really the one to blame here, but I apologize anyway. I know exactly how Kotori feels. She's coming again, isn't she? When's she coming? 3 days from now. I can meet Amane 3 days from now. A big smile spreads across Kotori's face. She hardly ever replies to my text, so I'm gonna give her a piece of my mind. Don't go too far. Amane will probably become really downhearted if you do that. Ha ha ha, damn you, Amane, I'll soon show you. Buckle up, Amane. Buckle up. What? You met Amane? Yeah, and after that, I went to the runway and met her by chance. Why didn't you call us? Well, Amane had to leave. It's like the exact same conversation. It's so unfair that only you got to meet her. Why are you giving the exact same response as Kotori? At school, I told Aga the exact same thing, and I had told Kotori the day before, and she gave exactly the same response. There is a strong sense of unity in the Soaring Club. She's coming the day after tomorrow. Seriously? When you say she's coming, where would that be? Where? I think she's gonna come and eat at Flying Fish Manor. Amane was drooling too. Then we'd be able to see those eating techniques of hers again that ruin the effect on her good looks. We might as well show her the secret base. That's what I was gonna say. I want to show Amane what we've been doing in the club. Yeah, I agree. We all thought so subconsciously. The thing that Amane left behind, the thing that we had inherited from her, and also how much we'd grown. We wanted her to see us as we are now. Hey, I have a suggestion. What's that? The truth is, I told everyone about the idea that had occurred to me the night before. Ooh, something we as the audience don't get to know about yet, I assume. 3 days later, as promised, Amane Mochizuki came to Kazagura. Amane! Hey everybody, how you been? Yeah, we're doing great, right everyone? Yeah, she's right. So Hat's been doing well too. In the afternoon, after finishing her work at Oddshot's factory, she came around to Flying Fish Manor. How you been, Amane? Pretty good. I see. Oh crap! Sorry, that was an accident. Too far. Hang on a minute. Okay, hang on a minute. How you been, Amane? Pretty good. I see. Hey, could you lean forward for a moment? Like this? There we go. Sorry about that. She's like, hey, could you lean forward for a second? She's like, yeah, like this. Why didn't you reply to my text? Whack. Right down the line where Amane's hair was parted, Kotori gave her a great big karate chop. Whoa, what are you doing? Kotori, you idiot! What do you do if something happened to Amane's precious brain cells? Humph, I'll leave it at that for today. You're so mean, Kotori. Amane rubs the top of her head where it had been chopped with tears in her eyes. Seeing those mannerisms makes me feel sorry for her. That's Amane. She's even more strange than I thought she'd be. Oh my god, dude, I love Asa. She's so cute with little stars in her eyes. She's so adorable. But she's pretty, isn't she? She's tall and seems kind too. You know, considering how much text is there, I'm surprised that's all it took. Anyway, they say there's a fine line between a genius and something else, but I'd say she's closer to being something else. Well, Yoru, no one asked for your opinion, so who cares? Hey, we've heard everything you've been saying, including Amane. Well, even if she did hear, Amane doesn't seem to have noticed. Good for her. I'll introduce you. This is Asa, the newest member of the club. Oh, this girl. Not me. Oh. Asa blushed and hid behind Yoru. Asa, introduce yourself properly. This is our great predecessor, Amane Mochizuki. After being chopped on the head, it's hard to think of her as our great predecessor, but Asa seems really humble in front of her. She really is a good girl. Nice to meet you. I'm Asa Kazuto. I'm Amane Mochizuki. Nice to meet you, Asa. Oh, thank you. Asa is really excited by Amane being so friendly towards her all of a sudden and giving her a handshake. Because Kotori had told her so many times about how great Amane is, it seems that Asa had believed every word of it. Who's this? I'm just some person who isn't in the club, don't mind me. Okay, got it. Sarcasm doesn't work on Amane. Hell yeah. She's like, deal. She just took it all at face value and seems like she wasn't worried about it at all. Okay, let's eat right away. I'm so hungry. What are you talking about, Amane? I came here to eat how he's cooking. You came here to meet us, didn't you? Yeah, that too. She said she said it like she was meeting us while on her way to get dinner. There's something we want to show you. Oh, really? Okay, let's do that after dinner. No, before dinner. Owie, don't you have a bean jam bun or something? I gave her bread that I had bought, thinking of how I would eat it for lunch, but had forgotten about it. Here, eat this to keep your hunger at bay. Wow, a green tea jam bun. Come on, let's go. They're like, someone give her food so she can be pleasant. It's been a while since I came here, said Amane as we climbed the gentle sloping path of Windmill Hill. We flew over here many times on our test flights, didn't we? Flying over here felt good, so it was a regular course when we were testing. Next year, a windmill that I designed is going to be here. Really? Amane nods. The ideas came from things I learned about aerodynamics from constructing the glider, and I tried making a new design of windmill. A few experimental models will be built here. They're making new windmills? For some reason, Asa's eyes sparkle as she joins the conversation. Yeah, next year. I drew the designs during my spare time at work, but one of the other members of staff found them. Before I realized it, it had been decided that they would actually be made. Because of that, the number of calls and emails with requests had been increasing, she mutters. She's still a natural-born klutz, or should I say a genius. Then, while thinking about the windmill that Amane had designed, we arrived at our destination. Here it is, Amane. Wow. Come on. Come on in. Entering the hangar, Amane looks up at the vast ceiling. This is our new secret base. Asa and Yoru let us use this place. Amane takes a look around at the hangar's facilities. This is amazing. This is just like the real thing. It is, isn't it? It's all thanks to Asa. Thanks to this place, the plan that we had been working on is proceeding smoothly. The plan you've been working on? We grin while standing in front of the glider that we had positioned there. That's... So you finally noticed. Well, we're still in the middle of it. While Kotori and Agaha whisper to each other, Amane checks over the aircraft that was in the middle of being built. As I thought, we are improving it according to the designs that you left behind. My designs? Yes, the ones you made for Iska. Agaha holds out the designs that had been put over there. Amane looked at them quietly, and it wasn't clear if it was with a sense of nostalgia or sadness. Amane is the one who made those plans. Wow, Yoru anything but mean. That's surprising. Really? You guys sure are stupid. This kind of thing is just armchair theory, you know. No, it's not. We're gonna make it a reality. When we didn't have a place to carry out our activities and couldn't do anything, we talked about it together. How we would go about it, and if we could actually pull it off. We carefully considered, piece by piece, the possibility of making the parts. We hypothesized the actual construction of all of the parts of the plans and carried out a realistic simulation. I heard my phone buzz, and now I'm just concerned, because my phone has been buzzing all freaking day about texts that are stressful. Anyway, that was really painstaking work. But thanks to that, we were able to confirm that we could actually make it. That's why we can do it. Everyone. We'll definitely... Sorry, too fast. We'll definitely get there, to the passage of Cloud. And when that happens, you'll be there with us. We will fly, bearing everyone's dreams with this thing. Haha, you guys really are crazy after all. With a leader like you, Amane, we couldn't help it. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sis? Me too. Asa held out her hand and ran towards us. Then, she slipped and fell over. You okay, Asa? I'm fine, but more importantly, I want to fly with you too, guys. Of course, you're one of us now. Yep, she's right. I'm so happy to hear that. Shut up, Yoru. You're ruining the moment. Give me a break. Even my sister's getting excited about it. This is completely stupid. Shut up, Yoru. These people have hopes and dreams. You found a good base. With this place, it looks like you can build it in peace. Amane seems relieved as she spoke, having seen all the facility once we had moved from the dock to the office. Amane must have been worried about us, which is just like her. Here you go, Amane. Have some orange juice. Thanks, Asa. It seems like Asa had gotten quite friendly with her already. Anyway, Amane, there's something I want to talk to you about. I spoke to her in a somewhat formal tone. Nervous expressions appeared on Kotori and Agaha's face. The reason why we brought you out here is not to show you the new base. It isn't? I nod sharply. Then I look at Kotori and Agaha once more to confirm our intentions. They both looked back at me to tell me go ahead. Asa just had a nervous look on her face as she gripped her bottle of soda. Amane, can you become our advisor? Advisor? Oh, that's a great idea, dude. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Advisor? Because we don't have an advisor, we can't be recognized as a club like we talked about before. After that, we asked several teachers, but of course they all refused. There are no teachers with expert knowledge of gliders, and they would be under Mr. Tabioka's observation. Even if they became our advisor, it wouldn't mean much because they don't have the qualifications. As far as that's being concerned, you have all the required qualifications, and you have experience of managing a glider. That's true, but I'm not a teacher, am I? That shouldn't be a problem. I am the one who thought of this suggestion. Before I changed schools, I was in the cycle racing club, but the coach was a pro racer who had been invited from outside the school. Bringing in an outsider to be the coach is quite common in top-level sports clubs, and it's also not unusual for arts-based clubs to bring in experts. Amane had graduated from our school, so she was already very familiar with it. This meant that the chances of it being permitted were much higher than if it were being a complete outsider. Please, Amane, you're the only one that can do it. We know that you're busy, but seeing all of us bowing our heads, Amane goes into deep thought. She walked once around the office, then picked up the picture frame that was on the shelf. Oh, my heart, dude. I can't take it. Don't start that. Back then. I thought that I would have nothing more to do with gliders. It's outside my area of expertise, and I don't really like high places. Also, Iisuka's no longer here. Iisuka is no longer here. That meant that Amane didn't have any reason to continue having anything to do with gliders. Amane. Is that alright with you? That time you were so close to getting there. We were so close, but so far. I definitely think that's the way it is. Amane speaks to us as if she's realized something. That time, inside of you, you'd already found the answer. Yeah. As Amane answered without hesitation, the rest of us, without knowing it, all hung our heads. It really was all a thing of the past, Amane and gliders. We kind of knew this already, but now we felt that the truth of it we didn't want to accept was right there in front of us. Sad face. Amane looked at herself in the photograph. The picture of herself with a slightly awkward smile on her face. What's awkward about that? She looks adorable. But I owe you guys a favor that I can never repay. Now it's my turn to help you. Huh? So, yeah, I'll be your advisor. Alright, hell yeah, dude, that's so perfect. Now she can be back in our lives again. Be still my heart. Yes, we did it, Kotori. Owie. Yeah, we'll be able to do something about it now. This is so great, you guys. We all instinctively gave each other high fives and hugged each other to express our joy. Oh my god, don't scare us like that, Amane. Yeah, right? The truth is, well, this is about the new type of windmill that we talked about before. As a special training exercise, student from Keifu Academy will be participating in a construction project. Oh, I might have heard about that. It's a large-scale training exercise, so students who wish to take part have to apply for it, so that's what it is. The ones taking part must be mostly 4th and 5th grade students, even though they say they're recruiting those who wish to take part. They didn't ask 3rd graders. I wonder where Ageha heard that rumor. I will be the teacher for that lesson. Pow! Amane proudly sticks out her chest. Her ample chest jiggled as she did so. I like that bragging, dude. How about that? It's pretty cool, huh? I'm a teacher, an adult. As always, the thing that she's boasting about is a bit off the mark. Compared to teachers, those at the center of the big project like this are supposed to be of an even higher level. So, you're gonna be teaching lessons? Well, yeah. With that, Amane arcs her back, pointing her nose to the ceiling. The rest of us say, there's no way she can do that, is there? Amane's terrible at teaching people. Unless you get used to her, it's hard to understand what she's talking about. I feel sorry. Sorry for the top class students who's been chosen. Ha ha ha! If we met at school, you'd all have to call me Miss Mochizuki. What is she saying? She repeated the year and carried on going to school even though she was much too old. While we were having that kind of conversation. I see. So it's a windmill, and it's the one that you designed. She's like, sorry. Yoru, did you know about the plan? Yeah, our grandfather is the one putting up the money for the project. Really? The reason why Keifu Academy students are participating is because of our grandfather's suggestion. It's connected to the performance of the school, so it's a good way to advertise it. I was told to participate, but I thought it was too much hassle, so I refused. Oh, is that so? Now that the conversation is going off on a completely different tangent, well, somehow she accepted. We've taken another step forward. Okay, let's go back. I'm starving. We left to go back to Flying Fish Manor to see Amane's eating style, which ruins her beautiful image. It's like part of the sentence, man. You can't say the first half without the second half. That's just science. A few days later, we boldly make a trip to the student council room, bringing Amane with us, who had come to the school in connection with the special training exercise. Then, having fulfilled all the conditions, we received the seal of approval from the student council president Akari Kumoi for the restoration of the Soaring Club. I can't believe you dragged Amane-senpai back here again. Still with an element of amazement in her voice, Akari announced her desire to participate in the new type windmill construction project there in front of Amane. Hell yeah. Then, the next day... I'm sorry. During lunch break, thinking that Akari had come to visit our class, she suddenly bowed her head with a somber expression on her face. Oh look, more bad news incoming, here we go. What's up, Akari? And she's like, you're not a club, I'm sorry, all your joy means nothing. Akari, let me take care of this. Mabo, who had been following her like a servant, tries to go ahead of her, but Akari holds him back. No, I'll tell them. What is this about, President? Ah, yes. Here comes the bad news. I knew it was too good to be true. It's about your soaring club. The return to the status of a club has been rejected in a staff meeting. What? Why? We fulfilled all the conditions. Strictly speaking, it hasn't been rejected yet. Some of those teachers are strongly against it, so they have yet to reach a conclusion. When she says some of the teachers, we can guess who she means without her having to tell us. Well, that's no good. If it's not approved, that's the same as being rejected. Akari gives a nod with a gloomy expression. We fulfilled all the conditions you gave us. What other problems could there possibly be? Mochizuki-senpai is a temporary teacher, and she's also a very busy person. Well, it's none of their freaking business. The teachers who are against it said that the burden of being advisor might be too much. That's up to Amane, though, isn't it? She said that she would do it. Yes, that's what I think, but the teachers criticize this as being a waste of a valuable resource of someone like Amane Mochizuki. Wow. Way to decide her life for her, guys. It's almost like freedom doesn't even matter. It's not like a real concept. Who would have thought? Wait, what do they mean, a waste? You guys just shut the hell up. Shut up, Mabo. You filthy traitor. You're not in our friend group. Akari is doing everything she can for you guys. She's been straight to that old man, Mr. Tabioka. That's enough, Mabo. This, you know, she says his real name, but I'm not gonna bother. This is what we arranged from the beginning. It's my fault for not being able to help them. I can't help it if they blame me. I was about to say, well, it's not the president's fault. She's just the messenger, man. Like, it's not her fault. I'm just saying that, like, you know, I mean, Mabo's still a filthy traitor to our friend group. That's still true, but, you know, whatever. We're not blaming you, President. That I agree with. She's right. Those teachers are the ones to blame. Hell yeah, that's exactly the case. Isn't there something we could do, Akari? I'm not planning to leave things undecided like this, but I don't think we can do anything about this problem right away. Which is why we in the Student Council approved the restoration of the Soaring Club to the status of a club. This is the document issued by the Student Council. She said as she handed us the document that was evidence that the Soaring Club's restoration had been approved by the Student Council. Yeah, suck it, teachers. I'll keep all your stupid politics out of this. It had the proper seal stamped on it, too. It isn't much, but we will give you the club funds in the Student Council's preliminary budget. As for the runway, we have contacted them and received permission for you to use it. That was quick. If anything happens, the Student Council will take responsibility. I'm sorry I can't say more than that, though. I mean, well, there's not a lot the old crabby teachers can do about it. Like, because, like, yes, they did say, you know, you're supposed to do this. Like, you know, they said it's undecided, technically. But they can't do anything about it either, because they're building a new glider that they built with their money, you know, for the materials that they bought, right? So they're all putting this together, and they're not even on school grounds. They're off-site. They're off school grounds. All the gliders and stuff are kept in a place that it's not school property. So it's like they can't do anything about it either. So it's like, you know, they can cry about it all they want, but it's like they're barely even a real they're barely a club so much as a friend group outside of school that this is what they do. So like even worst case scenario, even if the teachers throw a real major fit about it, there's nothing they can do about it. They have no legal ground to stand on. So, you know, and plus the grand poobah of the teachers, you know, or like the chairman of the board or whatever, his granddaughters are in this club, or at least one of them is in the club, and obviously they're involved in the hangar that he owns. So it's like, again, they can't do anything about it, so it's like, it's really out of their hands. So Tabioka and the rest of those morons can suck it. Anyway. Thank you, President. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, that's all I have to say. Shout out to you, Akari. You're the real MVP. Akari gave a bow, then dragging Mabo with her, turned to leave. Oh, that's right. It's about the glider that disappeared from the school storeroom. Gulp. Ha ha ha! If you happen to find it somewhere, it's yours. Use it however you like as equipment of the Soaring Club. Hell yeah, dude. See, obviously she knew. She's in on it. Hell yeah. She's the real MVP. She knows. Said Akari as she gave a big grin. Well then, if you'll excuse me. Hell yeah. She was surprisingly accommodating. She might not seem like it, but it's like she's cheering for the Soaring Club. Well, she has responsibilities, man. She has to, like, you know, she has hoops to jump through too, but she's as much as a good guy as any person in any kind of seat of power can possibly be. So, you know, shout out to you. I think I kinda like her. So that's how our sorting club made a safe, well, sort of, return from a 1-year blank. Hell yeah. That's exciting. Now that's exciting. So that's pretty neat. I mean, you know, the teachers are doing their usual thing of ruining everything, but, you know, or trying their best to ruin everything. We're succeeding despite them, which is the best anyone can ask for. Wake up, Kotori. Breakfast has been ready for a while now. Hey, Kotori. Good morning. What time is it? I say it's like yelling. 7:34. What? Breakfast is ready, so get changed and get over here. Okay, okay. Thanks for the food. Kotori is still looking sleepy. He stuffs her face with food. Hi, Hat. Hat partakes in some food, too. Good morning, Kotori. Good morning. Wow, she even used, like, the real honorifics and everything. Good morning, Habane-senpai. Good morning, twins. Did you sleep in? That's not like you. I was busy studying for exams last night. Can you even imagine studying in your free time? Ha! I don't recall doing 1 day of studying in school. Now, don't let that be a good example, because I did horrid in school grades. However, I also didn't, but there's lots of stuff I did pass, though, and I didn't study for any of that either, because I'm like, look, man, I'm already in school for 8 hours a day, and I have homework that and probably won't do. So it's like, look, man, I'm not studying. They already have me leashed there for like 7.5 hours. Forget that. And I'm not even getting paid for that. I have to do this just for fun. Anyway. My recent rank dropped after the last test. I have to regain my spot or I'll get an earful from Tapioca. It's because you were busy with club activities. Hey, you have bedhead. While still holding her chopsticks and her rice bowl, Kotori looks over at me. I just can't believe you. I comb Kotori's hair with a brush from the washroom. It's all tangled. You have such beautiful hair. You should take care of it. Nah, they're like a cute little couple already. Hell yeah. Ow, comb more gently, okay? Sorry, sorry, I got stuck on something. Why is it so weird? What do you'll do if I get split ends? I need to keep my beautiful hair healthy. Okay, okay. While talking, I brushed Kotori's hair as gently as I can. Just like she bragged about, her hair was luxurious, smooth, and soft. Your hair feels so nice. Doesn't it? Hattied up. It's so true, dude. They're so close. Anyway, somehow I feel like I'm seeing something I shouldn't be seeing. The worst part is they aren't even aware. Why don't you give him a comb to comb your hair too, sis? What? No, I'm fine. Done with breakfast. Okay, I'll clean up, so go prepare. Okay. Well, Asa, this is her route, so she is the romance focus for this one. She's like, what? I'm like, I'll forget it. Forget it, you wouldn't get it. You're really close to Kotori, aren't you, Aoi? You think so? I mean, are you dating? Why would you say that? What do you think, sis? Yeah, I thought so too. No way, I guess we get along, but... I mean, not yet, give it time. So you aren't. Why does Asa sound disappointed? What was she expecting? I mean, we've made the final decision, so there better be some sort of date going on soon. We're 15 minutes behind schedule, let's hurry. Okay, Kotori had gotten energy from breakfast and her eyes were alert. Hang on tight. I ran with all my might while pushing Kotori's wheelchair. Run, run! Hey, wait up! Pushing a wheelchair while bolting. Well, this is a first. Hurry up and push! They're so adorable, dude. Now we're in the middle of final exams. The student body are given the tests their all. But as for us, what with Amane finally being back, it feels like things are finally starting. Even if Tabayoka complains, as long as I can use the runway, the race is mine. I'll look down at him from the sky and spank his sorry butt. That's fine, but how about moving your hands? We're doing a great job despite these tests, huh? I don't know about that. If we don't finish our tests as quickly as possible, we'll never make it in time. For the morning glory. Morning glory will definitely come this summer. Whatever happens, I'll make it in time. Come on already. Quit getting all excited and move your hands, okay? Kotori's overnight cramming seems to have paid off. She's handled the test well and is in a good mood. Sorry I'm late. Asa and Yoru entered. You're late. What were you doing? I'm sorry. Hey, club leader, weren't you the one who said participation was optional during tests? Are you two okay? There are more tests tomorrow, you know. I'm fine, but as for my sister... Yoru takes a side glance at Asa, who hangs her head. I think I'm fine. If you fail, you're not getting invited. That would be embarrassing for the Soaring Club. I'll do my best. You're so excited, it's getting annoying. She's high from the lack of sleep. As soon as tests finish, it's summer vacation. After all, we don't know when morning glory will come. Speaking of which, what are you going to do for summer vacation? Now that you mention it, I hadn't decided on anything in particular. Following our standards, we would normally work from morning until night as much as time would permit. However, we couldn't very well ask that of Asa. Right after summer vacation started last year, we had a training camp, didn't we? A training camp? Asa's eyes sparkle with excitement. Watching this, Yoru says... Humph. Seeming to find the whole thing troublesome. Big surprise. Let's do it again this year. A camp would be okay with me too. Nah, there isn't much reason to do it this year. The camp paperwork was just done as an excuse to stay at school late. Since the secret base, our current location isn't on school grounds, and we don't hear any complaints no matter how late we stay. That's right, baby. Untouchable. That brings back memories. Amane and Agaha came to Flying Fish Manor, and then we made food and ate together, remember? It was around that time, wasn't it, when we all became close? Yes, it was. Until then, Kotori and I didn't get along at all. Agaha says this with a mean-spirited laugh. That's all in the past. Sorry, too fast. That's all in the past, is what she said. Now we get along really, really well, don't we? Agaha clung to Kotori. I love you, Kotori. It's sweltering. Get off me. Kotori pushes Agaha away with all her might as something. Or maybe he was gonna say Asa something. I don't know. Asa says, looking on with a moved or maybe jealous face. After all, to strengthen our bond, nah, we're not going to do a camp. Darn, why not? Amane is busy, so she can't come. Asa is a boarding student. Agaha lives near here. There's no point in staying at Flying Fish Manor. No, I wanted to have a camp too. Asa looks miserable, but I'm sure that when we hit summer vacation, the secret base will be like a camp location anyway. By the way, sis, aren't you forgetting something? Forgetting something? Oh. Asa remembers something and rummages through her bag. Then... Kotori, can I have a moment? Asa pulls Kotori to the edge of the dock. We watch on from afar. I was told to give this to you, Kotori. What is this, a letter? Well, that's sketchy. When I went home before, some guy called me over and asked me to give this to you. Oh, is it like a love letter? That would be pretty funny if, like, that would be pretty funny if Aoi gets all jealous because he's like, whoa, wait a minute. I said no at first, but he wouldn't give up. He seemed like a nice guy. Well, I gave it to you, okay? The light pitter-patter of footsteps echoed, and then only Asa returned as if running away. Kotori is absolutely still after receiving whatever it was from Asa. What's wrong with her? Well... Kotori opened the item she received from Asa and looked inside. After a while... It's probably a love letter. Kotori leaned back on her wheelchair and screamed. It was as if an explosive had been inside the object. What happened? I hurried over and... Poof! Kotori hurriedly hid the item in her hands behind her back. As though it were something I was absolutely forbidden to see. What's up with you? Your face is completely red. I had never before seen an expression that was so perfectly fit the phrase beet red. Kotori was blushing deeply and tears welled up in her eyes. For some reason she was shivering. Kotori? Kotori didn't speak. She turned to the side and pushed the wheels on her wheelchair. She sped away with extreme momentum. What happened to her? As I stood there confused, the door opened again and Kotori poked just her head out. Oh yeah, definitely a love letter. Agaha, get over here. What is it? Just come over here. Ooh, a love letter. What should I do? Do about what? About this. This! I called it. Let me see. Is this a love letter? Seems that way. I'm really surprised, but... What should I do, Agaha? What do you think I should do? Just settle down. You're beautiful, so I'm sure you've gotten a love letter before, right? Yes, lots of them. Right, so there's nothing to get so surprised about. But that was before my legs became like this. She's like, oh. Who's it from? I don't know. Oh, there's a name written on it. Let's see. Oh, it's from Miyata from the Robotics Club. He's smart, has a handsome face, is pretty popular with the girls, you know. I like you, Kotori. Please go out with me. I see. I don't know what to do, Agaha. Man, this is something I'm, like, super jealous about. So, first of all, I don't know if this is just, like, a trope in the anime community. Like, the whole, like, love letter thing. Like, I don't know if that's, like, an actual Japanese thing. I assume it is because it's, like, so everywhere in, like, anime culture that, like, I assume it stems from reality. I assume. But, again, I don't know that. I'm just saying it's a guess, right? But if it is true, and that is a common... You know, like a common thing in Japan or whatever. That's something I'm super jealous about. Like that's not really a thing in the States. Like that's like not saying you like, you know, you can't do it or anything. It's just not super normal and it would be weird. So like that's something I'm so jealous that that's not like a normal thing, because it would be so much easier to ask someone out if you could just leave them a letter and have that be the end of it. But like in the States, that would be weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, most likely that would probably be seen as weird, I think. And so rather than just asking them face to face, especially when I was young, and as an adult too, and as an adult my interest is like, you know, almost non-existent. But when I was younger, like, you know, that would have, like, my anxiety prohibited me from even contemplating asking someone out. And as an adult, I just know better than to ask. So it's fine, but I'm just saying that, like, it's a pity that that's not a super common, like, just everywhere, because as a teenager, that might have been really nice. Like, the whole, if that was a common practice, I'm just saying. Anyway, what are you so troubled about? If you think it sounds good, you can date him. If you don't, you can turn him down, right? But she's like, yeah, but me and Aoi are, like, practically dating. Oh, I guess you could try dating him and seeing how it goes, too. Is that even a thing? I don't know what to do. This is so hard. Why? Could it be that you like someone else? Ah, yes, that's exactly what it is. I hadn't even thought about that. I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure, wink wink. After a while, only Agaha returned. Kotori says she didn't get enough sleep, so she'll go back early. I'll see her off. Oh, please. Like that's obviously an excuse. It's so obvious that she got something and it was super obvious, and then she called just Agaha over, and then they were gone a while, and she comes back. Like, come on. Like, it's so obvious. Oh, okay. See you later. She said only that and then left again. Somehow I feel like I was left behind. Just what was that? Kotori's behavior from a second ago. She was obviously hiding something. What in the world was she handed? Yes. Yes, Asa, tell him. Aoi, that was, oh, sorry. If it's something you can't say, don't worry about it. Thank you, Yoru. It was a love letter, right? Huh? Yoru? Thank you, Yoru, for just being direct about it. Sometimes that's nice. That's nice having that direct. Just like, let's stop beating around the bush, but don't, yeah, exactly. Don't, like, start the sentence and then trail off. Like, just tell me or don't, but, but come on. You can't just suggest it and lead him on without saying it. I'd feel so bad. I guess you're right. A second ago, when I was going home, a boy from the higher grade said he wanted to give me he wanted me to give a love letter to Kotori. I tried to turn him down, but he was really insistent. He begged and said I had to do it. He seemed to know that she was in the soaring club like Kotori, so he entrusted the letter to Sis, who was more approachable. I mean, with Kotori, she's always with you or Agaha. A love letter? That's why she was making that face earlier. At any rate, it was a love letter. A love letter, huh? He's all sad about it. Aoi, what should we do? What should we do? Shouldn't we just let things happen as they will? Kotori didn't seem altogether displeased. Yeah, he's like super dwelling on it. Not about that, I mean about today's club activities. Agaha and Kotori had already gone back. In this state, it would be difficult to continue working. Let's call it a day. Sorry. I mean, it's not your fault, man. You just delivered a letter. Man, Aoi needs to get his act in gear, because Kotori's not going to be available if he drags his feet. You look kind of happy about it. That's not true. I feel the same as always. Miyata, huh? He's not a bad person. He's not a bad person, that's true. He's a bit dense sometimes, but he's a hard worker. Is he nice? Yeah, probably. I see. I thought you were gonna turn him down right away. Sorry, too fast. I thought you were gonna turn him down right away, but I guess not. Huh? Yeah, well, I don't really know him, and I'd hate to let this chance go to waste. Kotori, have you dated any boys before? No. How about you, Agaha? It's a secret. Huh, but you made me say it! That's a bit surprising. You're so cute. I was sure you'd at least had a boyfriend before. Well, I was somewhat popular before anyway. I think I said that a second ago. So why didn't you date anyone? I wasn't really interested in that kind of thing. What's more, even if I didn't do anything, boys would come, so I thought getting a boy would be easy. If I wanted a boyfriend, I could have one whenever. That's how I felt. Had we met at that time, we probably wouldn't have been friends. I was about to say, that's a pretty brutal way of looking at it. I was young and stupid. At the time, I was still a kid. And now you've realized that the world isn't so simple. Yeah, sorry, too fast again. Yeah, I guess you could say that, but... It's fine. You have a nice opportunity, so take time and think about it. What's there to think about? You gotta look at Aoi. And Aoi has to stop dragging his feet, man. Like, get on it already. Thanks for taking me back. No, it's fine. I was able to hear an interesting story, too. Everything I said is a secret, okay? I know that, especially to Aoi, right? First of all, he wouldn't, and second of all, like, there's another reason he can't know. Of course, if he knew that I never dated a boy, he'd laugh at me. Yeah, that's what Agaha's thinking. She's like, yeah, the heck, that is the reason. That's obviously not the reason. I wonder about that. Agaha. Anyway, see you later. Come on, people, get the romance rolling here. Commit. I'm home. I'm home, Hat. Look at this, Hat. I got a love letter. Amazing, huh? Hey, don't eat it. Hat, you tore it. Hey, Hat's doing the Lord's work, man. He knows about Aoi. He knows about Aoi and his intentions. Oh, I was expecting something. Wow. A love letter for someone like me. What should I do about this? You should blow him off and talk to Aoi, and Aoi should get his butt in gear. After Kotori went home, I did a web search on a PC in the office. About what? I can only guess. If I remember correctly, €1 is about 110 yen right now, so whoa, this is expensive. Even if I use all of my savings, this will be difficult. But if I have this... What are you looking at, a perverted site? Wow! Agaha had come up behind me, so it was already too late to panic. She was looking at the display from over my shoulder. A foreign glider site? Yeah, just taking a look. Oh, is this? Could it be? A cockpit for people with handicaps. I was looking at a German glider production company's website. I had been going around to different glider-related websites before and found it by chance. It seems that there are cockpits that allow people who don't have use of their legs to fly. I cobbled together the limited information I had and finally found the site. But it's made in Germany. Wow, I can't read it. Whoa, it's so expensive. This price is prohibitive. On top of that, it doesn't seem like you could just order it either. I had read an account of a Japanese person who had bought it. It seems that they had to go through legal procedures and all kinds of annoying stuff. Yikes, dude. And we don't even know if this can be attached to our glider. After all, our glider has an original airframe. But if we had this, yep, we could have Kotori fly. I said that with a sigh, and Agaha laughed. What are you laughing about? You know as well as I that Kotori wants to fly, right? Does she? Don't play dumb. Kotori said this at around the time that Amano said we don't have enough pilots. I think that was supposed to be a Monet, sorry. After that, she didn't say anything else about it, even once. But looking at her, it was obvious. Has she already gone home? Yeah, I took her home without a problem. I see. How was she? When I asked, Agaza made a slightly surprised face. It seemed she had gotten a letter, so... Oh, are you bothered by that? I wouldn't say that, but... Fine, I won't tell you. Okay, I'm bothered by it. Tell me, Miss Agaha. Well, I guess she didn't seem displeased. Saying that, Agaha took a side glance and watched for my reaction. She wanted to see what kind of face I'd make and was implying something on purpose, but I'm sure my agitation showed on my face just now. Just as I thought, Agaha smiled a cruel, complacent smile. She's gonna think about it seriously. Obviously. She might actually date him. Just silent. Oh, you're getting upset. You're having fun with this, aren't you? Yes. You have such a charming personality. Miata isn't a bad person after all. If he'll make Kotori happy, I think it's not a bad thing. She peeped at me. Quit watching for my reaction every time. Shouldn't you go back? She wants to be alone, so she went back early, right? So I can't just intrude on her, can I? Well, that's true. But then you're looking around foreign sites for Kotori, so it seems a little bit... I don't have anything else to do. What am I supposed to do? Then why not go back and study for tests or something? Yeah, Agaha's trying to push them together. Do the work. They won't do it alone. You have to help. Cut it out already. You don't have to tell me that. I'll go back in a bit. I should never have asked in the first place. While complaining, I was looking at the site in German. Yeah. Agaha's like trying to push them together. Please, just let it work. They will never do anything alone. They'll be like 25 before anything happens if we wait for them. It's been a year since I started preparing the dorm dinners with Kotori. I'd gotten used to it, and we were a pretty good team. But as for today... She's sighing again. She's been like this the whole time. She's missing the spirit that she always has. I wonder if she's thinking about her reply to the love letter. I think they're both thinking about it. It's exactly what they're doing. Thinking about that, even I got restless. Hey, don't zone out like that when you're holding a knife. Okay. Hey, are you listening? Yeah. Ow! See, now look. I told you to be careful. Kaneko, can you get the first aid kit? I called over to Kaneko, who had been watching TV in the dining hall. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Show me the cut. Bright red blood was running down her slender, supple fingertip. All right, calm down. All right, relax. Doesn't seem that deep. I wiped the blood away with a tissue and then applied a bandage. Thank you. I don't know what happened to you, but don't zone out like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Kotori answered while idly rubbing her fingertip, which was wrapped with the bandage. After hesitating for a bit, I spoke. If you want to talk, I'll listen. Aren't you worried about something? If you are, you can tell me. I was a bit embarrassed and said it in a bit of a blunt fashion. Kotori was taken aback for a moment and then... Darn it, you two! They're never gonna get things done on their own. Okay, thank you, but it's nothing. I see. While answering, I felt a throbbing pain in my chest. It was like a small needle being pushed in. Yeah, that's called heartbreak, bro! Do something about it! It's true, it's nothing, okay? Kotori was probably panicking and following up like this because I wasn't saying anything. Yeah, I got it. I smiled and replied. This isn't good. Ever since learning about the love letter, I felt strange. Yeah, it's almost like you care. Yo. What is it? Something feels a little off. Really, everything's the same as always. Are you sure? But for you to burn your food, I think this might be the first time. Burn my... Oops, he forgot about the food. Black smoke was swirling out of the frying pan. Oh no, why didn't you tell me sooner? Well, I thought you were making a special kind of dish. He wasn't. I guess I'll have to make it over. I wonder if there are ingredients left over. This was adding insult to injury. I'll help too, okay? Okay, please do. Oops. I wash the frying pan and make the main dish again. As Kaneko had said, this is a first for me since entering Flying Fish Manor. Since Kotori is helping me, it shouldn't take that long, but anyway. Anyway, what are you gonna do this year? About what? Summer break. You aren't gonna go home? As far as I know, Kotori had only gone home once this year. And even then was during the new year. She'd been driven by Habaru, and it was just a day trip. I'm not going home. Amane has come back out. Amane has come back after all, so I don't have that much spare time. I see. As unnatural as it sounds, I was relieved that Kotori wasn't going home. Of course you were. It wasn't about club activities. It was because if Kotori had said that she'd spend the entire summer back at home, it would have been really lonely. That's right. The plot's really moving now. Meanwhile, final exams ended, and it was the last day of the first term. During the boring closing ceremony, all I could think about was Kotori. It had been 2 days since she had received the love letter from Miyata. It seems that she had not replied yet. She wasn't as spirited as usual and seemed deeply immersed in thought pretty often. As she wasn't saying anything to me, I couldn't intrude. Even if I had tried, I wouldn't have had any advice for her. But it does bother me. Agaha enjoys how I hold on to these feelings I can't express and worry endlessly. By the way, now I'm alone. Agaha said she was going shopping and left before me with the other girls from her class. With a listless expression, Kotori said, I don't feel well, and left too. Guess I'll have to stop by the secret base and then go back. I don't have much to do, but it's better than going back to my dorm. I was thinking about that when... Oh, this isn't good. After leaving the school gates, I saw Kotori and Kaneko. Kaneko was kneeling down and peering at the lower portion of Kotori's wheelchair. What happened? Oh, Aoi, it seems her wheelchair won't move. He's like, I got it. It didn't seem like it had another flat tire. The frame is bent and the wheel is touching against it. First aid won't do anything to help this. Kotori, sitting on the wheelchair, had an uneasy look on her face. Hold on a sec. Trying to reassure her, I put my hand to Kotori's head and took out my cell phone. At a time like this, I could rely on Anchan. Oh, hey Anchan, you okay to talk? I explained the situation to Anchan. You really saved me, thanks. I hung up the phone and looked back to Kotori. If we leave the wheelchair somewhere Anchan can find it, he says he'll pick it up and repair it. He said it probably won't even take a day. Glad to hear that. Finally, Kotori got a look of relief on her face. If the wheelchair breaks, Kotori can't go anywhere. Well, that's easy. Just have Aoi pick her up. That'll be so romantic. They need that right now. Anyway, now we just have to think about how Kotori can get back to the dorm. Shall I call a taxi? Oh, hell yeah. That'll be super romantic. Either that or you can ride together on a bicycle. Kaneko points at the bicycle that was sitting near us. Kaneko commutes to school by bicycle. No, that won't work. Kotori can't move her legs. In other words, even if she sits down, it's difficult for her to balance her body. Yeah, I imagine so. Well then, should I call a taxi? No, just carry her. I want to use the bicycle. Kotori suddenly spoke up. Put me on the bicycle. Why are your eyes sparkling like that? They were sparkling as much as Asa's were when she heard the word camp. Well, using a taxi costs money. And besides, I prefer using a bicycle. Well, I mean, I'm a little concerned about Aoi riding the bike, because he hasn't been on a bike since his accident. So it's like, and he was not supposed to ride it, so it's like, that's a little worrisome, but, you know, it'd be therapeutic for him at least once, you know? And besides, I prefer using the bicycle. You can pedal, Aoi. You were in the cycling club, right? Kotori. Hell yeah, Kaneko, she knows. Okay, I'll leave it to you, Aoi. Kaneko said this simply, left the bicycle, and started to walk. Wait, Kaneko! Kaneko waved goodbye and just walked off. I guess we have no choice. Hell yeah. This will be super therapeutic. Whoa. Grab my arm. Don't let go. Okay. I sat Kaneko sideways onto the back on the rack of the bicycle, which was on its stand. I left the wheelchair near the school gates where it could be seen. Hopefully not stolen, but I guess we'll see. This would allow Anshan to get it after. There's no way someone would steal it. Are you sure? This is pretty high. Holding on to me, Kotori was shivering. It was unstable and higher than a wheelchair, so I'm sure it was scary. You want to go by you want to go for the taxi after all? No, I want to use the bicycle. She was being stubborn as always. Okay, whatever you do, don't let go. Got it? Yep, I got it. After emphasizing that point, I sat on the bicycle seat and pedaled. The bicycle slowly began to move. I was about to say, lock your arms around him. Like, don't fall. Whoa. Wow, we're moving. Please don't get too excited. But, whoa! Grip. Kotori firmly held onto my back. Atta girl. Yes, just keep like that. Roger. With Kotori seated on the back, I glide down the gentle slope in front of the school gates. I am going slowly, but pass by Keifu students who are walking home one after another. Everyone was looking at Kotori, who was in high spirits. That's so adorable, dude. Kotori is famous among students at our school in a lot of ways. It was probably the first time for them to see Kotori not sitting in a wheelchair. Riding a bike like this, she seemed like a regular girl that you could see anywhere. Amazing, we're going fast. It's not scary? Nope, not at all. Well then, shall we take the scenic route? Sure. That's adorable, dude. Hearing Kotori's spirited reply, I put a bit more energy into pedaling. I branch off from the route I usually take and enter a different street. Eventually, the bike climbs up an embankment and goes onto a road that runs alongside the lake. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's so cute. Whoa, the lake. From the road built on top of the embankment, one could see all the way to the cliff on the other side of the lake. The surface of the lake sparkled brilliantly in the summer sun, and beyond that was a group of windmills. This feels great, Kotori said this while feeling the wind against her skin. Bicycles are so great. Panting, I know, right? I replied, feeling as though I was being complimented directly. Hell yeah. Oh, you seem tired. I'm fine. I haven't ridden a bike for a while, so my body hasn't quite remembered the process yet, that's all. I must not have pedaled like this for about 2 years. The pedals of the bicycle are light, so even pedaling hard doesn't move me very far forward. See, he really knows things about bikes, dude, like pedal weight and all that jazz. This was my first time to ride a bike. Is that right? Yep, never ridden one before. It feels so good. If I could pedal by myself, I'm sure it would feel even better. Yeah. I reply in a bragging manner again. Does flying in a glider feel like this too? I'm not sure about that. I'd imagine it's a looser feeling. In reality, it's faster than a bicycle, but the scenery is so great you can't even compare it. For a long time, I haven't seen nature from anything but a wheelchair. Even this is so refreshing for me. Just by having my field of vision a little higher, things look so different. It's a strange feeling. Sitting on the rack, Kotori straightened her back as if to stretch. Whoa! Oh no. I lost my balance and became unsteady. Kotori quickly grabbed onto my lower back. That was scary. I thought I was gonna fall. I told you it was dangerous. Sorry. If she falls, she'll definitely get injured. Definitely. I put my hands on Kotori's, which were on my lower back, and pulled them to tighten her grip. Haha! Don't let go of me. Alright. I felt Kotori place her head on my back. Perhaps because she was scared, she got much closer to me than before. Nah, I don't really think that's it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think that's the reason. I was a bit embarrassed, but it's dangerous to do otherwise. I'm sweating. Sorry. No, no, it's not a bad thing. Saying that, Kotori presses her cheek to my back. I feel more secure doing this. Oh, for sure, dude. Oh, for sure, wink, wink. I hear you. I see. If Kotori presses against me, she'll sweat even more. But I couldn't exactly tell her to back off. And further, I didn't object to her doing this either. Attaboy. Don't you feel hot? Boy, one of us is feeling hot right now, and it's me. And not because something juicy's happening either. It's because I'm overheated. I was doing fine, like 0 sweat, and I've been really spoiled all day. And then it just hit, and now suddenly my hands and feet are dripping. So that's annoying. Anyway, no, the wind feels good. I wish I was in a cool wind bicycle right now. A cool wind blew from the lake, fluttering Kotori's long hair. The sound of the wheels spinning felt good to my ears. I felt like everything around me suddenly got quiet. I wanted to enjoy this comfortable atmosphere, so I decided to stop talking and just pedal. Kotori wasn't talking either, maybe she felt the same way. Meanwhile, we were gradually getting closer to Flying Fish Manor. When we turn right on the next corner, it'll be right in front of us. Hey, Kotori. I heard you got a love letter. Yeah. Have you replied yet? No, not yet. I see. Why? Because I don't want you to reply. No reason, really. Just wondered what had happened. Owie! Like, just say something, dude. Just say something. Have some courage, man. Anyway, she's just silent. We went silent again. This was a silent different from a moment ago. It was somehow awkward. If only he would just, like, say something. I think I'll reply tomorrow. Oh, really? They're at a girl. She has to initiate it, otherwise he'll never do anything. Are you worried about what I'll reply with, I mean? Yeah, well, a little, I guess. Have you already decided? Not yet. I see. Grip. Kotori grabs my lower back firmly. What's wrong? You scared? Shakes her head. She shook her neck as if to rub her head against my back. Doing this makes me feel... Oh, sorry, for some reason I was thinking that was owie. Anyway, doing this just makes me feel calm. I see. Me too. I began to say it, but kept my mouth shut. This is a gravelly road, so we'll shake a bit. Nods. He's like, so as more excuse, don't let go. The bike went along the unpaved gravelly road and then entered a side road. We are almost at Flying Fish Manor. This moment of enjoyment will come to a close. Thinking about that, I suddenly felt lonely and came to a strong realization. I have a crush on Kotori. Oh my god. Hell yeah. Finally, dude. He's realizing. Finally. Oh my god. That's great progress. He admitted it. The first day of summer break. It's hot. The weather's really nice again today, huh? Sorry. While I was hanging my laundry to dry, Kotori came through the entrance. She was in her wheelchair, which Anchan had fixed and delivered the night before. You going out? Yeah, for a bit. I see. Come back by lunch, okay? Okay, see ya. Kotori said that without looking at me and then slyly left. Like an open book, as always. Good morning. Agaha came just as Kotori left. Where's Kotori? She left already. Oh, so shall we go too? Alright. Are we going to snoop on her? I'm sorry. Oh, that's a good sign. Hell yeah, she turned him down. Woohoo! I was so happy to hear how you felt, but I can't go out with you. I don't think she knows you well enough to hate you, bro. Why? Do you hate me? Well, no, it's not that. I mean, I don't really know you. Sorry to have bothered you, suddenly handing over a letter like that. No, not at all. I mean, when I saw it, I was happy. So... But I can't. I like how everyone thinks that. Are you going out without Minase guy after all? Huh? I mean, you're always together, right? I saw you on a bike together yesterday. Not yet, you mean. Not yet. No, we're not dating. Oh! Ho ho! Ho ho! Wow, that's progress, man. Not for long. Yesterday, Aoi had an epiphany, and he realized that he actually has a crush on you, so not for much longer it won't be. Right now, my love is unrequited. Not for much longer. Oh no! Wait, oh no! Like ruining the moment, dude. She's like, my love with the sky. And you can see Agaha and Aoi over there just like laughing. Oh no, dude, that's so mean. The sky? No, that's... This is when they have, this is when like they're like, aha, you know, let's ruin the sweet moment with a meme, right? But it's like super hurtful, man. Don't make fun of Kotori. She's too sweet for that. I'm in love with the sky. He's like, okay, neat. That's so mean. They're just silent. Silent. Stifles laughter. Both of you shut up. That's so mean. You can't laugh, Aoi. They'll notice us. But she said she's in love with the sky. I hate both of you. You're so mean, dude. That's so mean. Don't laugh at her. Anyway, she's speaking honestly, so you can't laugh, the poor girl. Miyata is just gawking at her, too. That's so mean, dude. Don't laugh. That's not gonna help any rumors about you. I see. Well then, I guess it can't be helped. Hey, at least Miyata was a good dude, you know? Like, at least he, like, you know, at least he was really, like, really polite about the whole thing. So that's nice. That's the way it should be, you know? I understand, Kotori. I'll let it go then. Sorry, Miyata. He seems like a really great guy, you know? I'm sorry, Miyata. I hope your dream comes true. Yep, I'll make it come true. Hell yeah. Even though them laughing is super mean, but... Them laughing is super mean, but at least they were all nice about it, and it wasn't like a super obvious or anything. Oh, Miyata's leaving. Seems like they're done. Panting. Somehow I got through it without laughing. She's actually serious about what she said. She's an earnest person, but aren't you relieved? About what? About Kotori not going out with Miyata. Not particularly. That Miyata. He seems like a good guy. Quit playing tough guy. Kotori's cute, so this'll happen in the future, too. You have to hurry up and get her. Stay out of this. I mean, she's in love with the sky. I said it with a glum face, imitating Kotori. Oh no, remembering it, suddenly the urge to laugh came back. What? Sorry, too fast. What are you guys doing over here? And uneasy air came over the area. Kotori! Darn, we've been found. You two weren't watching me, were you? Of course not, Kotori. We were just worried about you, and... I mean, that might be one of, like you know, memes aside, that might be one of the reasons they actually came, because they were legit worried about her. Like, I don't think they came to laugh. Like, that was just an unfortunate byproduct. Anyway, yeah, we were wondering what would happen if Miyata got forceful with you, and... But I'm relieved. You let him down skillfully. Yeah, you're in love with the sky. Another great phrase was born. I hate both of you. Don't make fun of me. Whoa, hey, don't throw stones. You, what's your problem? I can be in love with whatever I want. Whoa, that's dangerous, Kotori. You both deserve this. Your habit of throwing things when you get angry, you have to cut it out. I agree, they have no sensitivity. You two are worse for making me feel this way. Both of you are terrible. You have no sensitivity. Aoi, I'll leave the rest to you. What? That's low, Agaha. Whoa, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Kotori. I'll buy you ice cream. There's no way I'll forgive you. Burn in hell, you idiot. Ah! Serves him right. He deserves this. Summer breaks this year started with this kind of morning. Summer breaks. I'm assuming it's summer break this year. I'm assuming. Anyway, but hey, progress though. He realizes like, holy crap, I have a crush on Kotori. That's great. I mean, finally, right? He's realized that. All of our choices have paid off. Summer vacation has begun and a few days have passed. The dock that Asa and Yoru lent us had better equipment than the school garage we used last summer, so the efficiency of our work skyrocketed. Thanks to that, the work to fix up the glider is going well. Yesterday, after finishing the lamination on the wings and waiting for the pitch to harden, there was a bit of spare time. So today, we're going swimming. We had all come for a swim. Oh my god, she's adorable. Oh, are we really gonna do this? Sorry, Asa, but this is a task assigned to new members of the Soaring Club, a kind of initiation. It's true. While saying how over serious this was, Agaha and I carry Asa and climb up the cliff. They're being so mean, dude. They're hazing the poor new girl. Asa, don't let go of the life preserver. You'll die. Kotori and Hat, who had jumped in earlier, call from below. She's like, what? Hey, Yoru. You can do it, Asa. Forsaken even by Yoru, Asa decides to do it and closes her eyes. And an American would probably draw a cross in their chest and pray to God. What do you mean an American? Like, hey, that's like the second time this dude has said something about Americans. And I'm like, I feel like you don't mean this in a nice way. Like, I'm not saying, you know, first of all, not all Americans are Christian, okay, first of all. Second of all, it's not just an American religion. So, and more importantly, it's not just an American religion, so I'm just saying. Anyway, I digress, we're missing the point. Let's go, Asa. Okay. 1, 2. Jump. She's so cute, dude. While emitting a scream of relief, Asa glides through the air. After a few seconds, the scream is swallowed up by the small spray of water. Wow, she jumped pretty well. Could be a new record. I mean, she's tiny. It'd be very easy to throw her. Wow, that was scary. Good job, Asa. Now you're a Soaring Club member in name and reality. What is the meaning of this? Test of bravery? Well, it's like training to cultivate a sense of flying. Will you jump too, Yoru? I'll pass. I'm not in the Soaring Club, so... After our already established custom of jumping from the cliff, we began bathing in the sea, or rather the lake. I wish Amane could have come too. There's no help in that. She's an adult, so she's busy with work. She was saying that like she was bragging. But at least it seemed like she wanted to come. She can join us next time, right? Right. Kotori turns away in a huff. Kotori? What? After all that huffing and puffing, I wish you'd stop doing that. Leave me alone, huff. She's still angry about our having peeked at her reply at the love letter the other day. Well, it's natural for her to be angry, but... Let's go, Agaha. Let's swim over there. Okay. Agaha was peeking the other day, Agaha was peeking the other day, too! What's with the difference in treatment? Oh no, you've been turned down. Awa, you could play with us. Thank you. I'm moved to tears by your kindness. Kotori doesn't actually seem that angry either. While she's huffing and puffing, she listens to what I have to say. She helps with preparing dinner and doesn't put up a fuss when I push her wheelchair on the way back from the secret base. It's just when she acts like she was a moment ago. She takes part of my dinner, hamburg steak, and eats them without asking. She loosens the cap of my bottle of cola in the fridge, letting all the carbonation out, that kind of thing. I don't know whether it's to be cute or spiteful. There was no changing her attitude, so I decided to play beach volleyball with Asa and the others. Ready. Okay. Whoa! We toss the ball and volley it around near the shore where the water is shallow. Ready, Yoru? Nice toss, sis. Whoa! Ah, you okay, Aoi? Oh, it went in your face. You hit it too hard, Yoru. Just silent. Just what am I doing? It's a good question, man. You should confess. Listen, Kotori. About what? Leave Aoi alone. Who cares about him? Asa and the others seem to be having fun. So what? Good guy Agaha. Once again, continuing to push them together. Asa seems into Aoi. If things keep going like this, maybe. Just silent. I like how it's he peaked the other day. Both of us were there, okay? It's just that for some reason it's forgotten that Agaha was there too. And now it's all Aoi's fault. What's up with that? Are you really angry that he peaked the other day? Yes, being angry about that is natural. I was looking too. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Agaha. It's fine for you to look. We're best friends. But it's different for Aoi? No, it's not that. I thought so. Alright, already. Just leave me alone. I'm going, Hat. That Kotori. It's true, man. They're never gonna get together. With Agaha working on it, and Kaneko working at it. It's just, come on, guys. For the whole morning, we were playing beach volleyball, swimming, and building sandcastles. When it hit lunchtime, we ate the lunch boxes we had made together, and then after getting full, we relaxed for the afternoon. This feels good. I stood on the sand next to Hat enjoying the sun. Since I'm so full, I'm a bit sleepy. He's like, oh, suddenly a cold can is pressed against my cheek. I'm startled and nearly jump up. Thirsty? Thank you. I take the juice from Agaha, pull the tab, and drink. It feels like it permeates through my sweat-drenched body. What's up with her? She's on the boat taking in some sun. Is she still mad? Who knows? I can't tell just by looking at her. I see. Agaha sat next to me. Can I have a sip? She takes the juice from my hand and drinks. Yuck, it's like we're indirectly kissing. If Kotori sees this, maybe she'll get mad again. If you feel that way, don't take my drink. I take the can back from Agaha and after hesitating for a bit, put it to my mouth. Look at that. Ahead of Agaha's line of vision was Kotori on a rubber boat that was rocking around. I was like, hell yeah. I look at her and was startled. Kotori's eyes were closed and she looks comfortable. She certainly does. She was lying down on the rubber boat and sunbathing. Today, she seems a bit... Alright, calm down. Like, alright, let's calm down, okay? I'm gonna get arrested or something. Her sparkling white skin illuminated by the sun. Her black hair, which was wet and even more beautiful than usual. Her proportions, which were so nicely balanced. Since she's always wearing clothes, I didn't realize. Well, no kidding, but she has quite a pinched-in waist in a swimsuit. Kotori looked even more mature than she usually does. When we swam here last year, I didn't feel especially impressed. How? Could she have matured in the year up until now? I mean, like, your relationship is better than the year up until now. I doubt she's actually any different. I mean, you know, like, I imagine you just noticed now. Also, while she had the cuteness of a girl, her nicely proportioned form, which had a mature air to it, and even the way she contorted her face because of the sunlight was so attractive. Like I said, it's because now you realize you have a crush on her. I think that's the only real difference. Looking directly at her, my face gets hot. But I couldn't turn my eyes away. And Agaha's like, oh yes, just look at her, right over there, just waiting. Like, Agaha's trying so hard, dude. She's doing the work. Looking at her like this, she's such a beautiful woman, huh? Yeah. Hell yeah, Agaha. Well done. Agaha looks sideways at me when I answer in a daze. There's no way someone wouldn't fall for her if they were living together with someone so cute. I know, right? Again, I answer in a daze, and Agaha says, she's just like, really? She clicked her tongue at me, and then she lets out a sigh. Why don't you just hurry up and make up with her? Just watching this is getting irritating for me. If I could, I'd do it right away. You gotta like, just heartfelt wise, just say it, dude. Like, you can make a lot of it better. Just say it and actually mean it, you know? Buying her ice cream probably won't work, will it? There has to be a way. Okay. Getting a bit enthusiastic, I leaned over and made eye contact with Hat. Hat, I have a favor to ask. I want you to go and see how Kotori's doing. As if he understood my words, Hat walked off down the sandy beach, shaking his bottom. Oh, how about that? Yeah, go, duck, fix it. He entered the water and swam toward the boat that Kotori was stretched out on. Good, just like that. He's probably gonna like... Upon arriving at the boat, Hat climbed onto Kotori's stomach. Kotori groaned as if she were worried. Hat did it! Hat pecked Kotori's stomach with his bill, trying to awaken her. She's like, no. However, Kotori's eyes were still closed and she looked comfortable. He's like, it's not working, nothing we can do. Being ignored, Hat got bored, and performing a yawn-like motion, he curled up on Kotori's stomach. He's like, I'm taking a nap, and you're jealous because you can't be me right now. Matching Kotori's breast, her stomach rises and falls. Hat rises and falls too. He just falls asleep. Somehow Kotori seems to be in a good mood. If she were in a bad mood, she would have gotten Hat off her stomach right away. After verifying Kotori's mood barometer, I slowly began to make my way towards the boat. Hell yeah, now's the chance, now's the time. Just calmly and, like, meaningfully, just say you're sorry. Just like, look man, I'm sorry I was snooping on you. I was worried about what would happen if something went wrong. You know, just be honest. And I think that'll be good. Hat, you're heavy. Suddenly Kotori opened her eyes. Don't I always tell you not to sit on my stomach? Don't you quack me. Yeah, but it worked well, didn't it? Because it got you to open your eyes, and now, you know, Aoi's making his way over, and you're gonna have a good heart-to-heart, hopefully. Anyway, come on already, you're in the way, get off. If you don't, I'll put you on a diet starting tomorrow. Being spoken to by Kotori, maybe Hat thought they were playing, he seemed to be in a good mood. And inadvertently, Kotori's expression got sterner and sterner. Kotori grabbed Hat lightly. Then she flung him toward the water. I was standing right where he fell into the water. She's like, oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to throw him at you. My eyes met Kotori's. What do you want? Well, I had been making a plan in my head about how to approach her, but it all went to waste. You look comfortable. You want to use this boat? No, it's not that. My gaze wandered while I searched for words. Up to Kotori, who was stretched out on a rubber boat. That didn't help. Like, bro, you're supposed to, like, apologize right now. No, I'm not looking. You pervert. I know, like, that didn't help at all. That wasn't good. That wasn't helpful. Saying those words lazily, Kotori turned her head to face the opposite side. Pervert? Somehow it seemed like my plan had ended in failure. Wow, way to frickin' go. You're a moron. Welcome back. How'd it go? Really damn well, Agaha. Thanks for asking. Not well at all. And besides, I've been called a pervert. Oh, that's too bad. I'm gonna cool off in the shade. I went to the cool area to think of my next strategy. Yeah, how about this time don't wander over, not say anything, and check her out? How about you start with that? Start there, and we'll work our way up. Anyway. Wonder what he was doing just now. He came over to apologize, and then he didn't say a thing, and he just sort of checked you out, which, I mean, I get, but I'm just saying that, like, that's not where that conversation was supposed to go. Okay, spoiler alert, he was doing that. It seemed like he'd been looking at me the whole time, but... Hey, Hat. Like how he's just sitting on her stomach again. No, it's fine. Hat, you're heavy. Get off me. How could he resist? Who could blame him? Yeah, they've got to find a strategy for this man. There we go. I mean, hey, the sun's setting. That's kind of romantic, right? Now's the time. Try again. Guys, you didn't forget anything, did you? Did you gather up all your trash? Okay, let's go home. I gave everyone instructions like a teacher in charge and then pushed Kotori's wheelchair. It's heavy on the sand, so much that only a man can push it. Wow, I mean, calm down. Like, I'm pretty sure other people could. But I get that too. Like, you know, he's the one that like really takes care of Kotori. So if it was me, I would have volunteered too. So I get that, but don't say it like only I could do it. Cause like, calm down. Anyway, heavy on the sand, so much that only a man can push it. Careful what you say out loud, darling. Careful. Oh, my butt is all sandy. I'll wash it off for you when we get back. That's not gonna help, dude. I was trying not to say something. He's like it's so bad. I have never seen anyone put their foot in their mouth faster. You think it's occurring to her? Oh, thanks. Ah! Turns away. You don't have to act like you just remembered. Oh, okay, there we go. So, all right, so cool. So it all got played off. They're totally fine. That didn't make it worse. And then she remembered that she was mad at him. Right. Anyway, I don't like what I don't like. It felt like she was just continuing to be spiteful. I wondered if she ever lightened up and started to feel uneasy. But if that's not the case, Kotori's so cute when she's sulking. It was a strange feeling, but it had been a fun day. I was able to see Kotori in her swimsuit after all. My dude. What? Pervert. I like how she could tell. I wonder if my expression gave it away. I tightened up my facial expression and headed home. Just apologize. It's not that hard. Man, just like be sincere and apologize. Don't just wander over and just gaze up into space. Thank you, Ageha. Man, she's doing the Lord's work. Just forgive him already. Why should I? Because it's making everyone feel weird. I mean, you're not really angry anymore, are you? You just don't know when to make up with him because you're too busy sulking, right? What? That's not it at all. My heart is going wild, like a bear that's got woke up after hibernating. Liar, during the day when I went and talked to you, you were blushing like you were so happy. No, I wasn't. I didn't blush. Was my face that red? Aoi is nice and forgiving, so you're okay, but most people would be fed up with you by now. Oh, thank you, Ageha. Man, she's doing the work and being honest. You think so? I wonder if Aoi will start to hate me. He might. Oh, Ageha. We don't appreciate you enough. Oh. You're into Aoi, aren't you? I don't know about that. Why? You don't know your own feelings? I mean, I hadn't thought about that kind of thing up until now. Even living together for a whole year? Nods. I was so happy when I got that love letter from Miyata. Really? But I thought you didn't even know who he was. You're right. I hadn't even seen his face, but I was happy. I mean, he said he was into me. I mean, I'm like this now, so being the object of someone's affection, I never thought it'd happen. Oh, sorry, I was waiting for more. So I was surprised when I got the love letter, and I was really happy. Kotori. He was someone who saw me as a lady. I didn't think anyone would ever do that. So you were trying not to fall for anyone? Nods. But there was someone. Of course there was. I mean, you're so cute, Kotori. But I'm like this, and my personality is twisted. Come on, it's not twisted. You're a little weird, but it's cute. Oh. No! Not on this Rudy, does it? Not for this Rudy, does it? She's route number 3. So until then, I mean, like, he's focusing on you. Aoi likes you, right, Agaha? Huh? Why do you say that? You said he confessed his feelings for you. Oh, come on. That was a long time ago. It was when we were both young. But... Plus, the important thing is how you feel, right? Who do you like, Kotori? This love letter? I'm still reading it every day. While thinking, if only... Sorry, too fast. While thinking, if only I'd gotten it from Aoi. Kotori. You know, you could always tell him how you feel, too. No way, I can't do that. Trust me, it won't. I'm sure my liking him would just be a bother to him. Little old me, I'd just be a bother, a burden on him. Oh, Kotori, do you really think Aoi's the guy who would think that sort of thing? Shakes head. But I can't just tell him. I just can't. If he turned me down, I would never recover. I'd rather just be close friends with him forever. Well, I guess I can understand your feelings. Oh, man. Aoi's gonna have to break the stalemate, dude. She's never gonna do it. And Agaha is repairing as fast as she can. But it's gonna have to be Aoi. He's gonna have to suck it up and be a man. Anyway, good morning. Good morning, Agaha. Where's Kotori? She's still asleep. She was up late yesterday, after all. Yesterday, after swimming in the lake, Agaha had spent the night in Kotori's room. They were excited about having a pajama party, and I heard their voices all night. It's raining, huh? Yeah, it's supposed to continue for a while. Agaha takes some milk from the fridge and pours it into a cup. She doesn't seem angry anymore. I mean, it seemed like you wanted to ask. Oh, well, I'm glad. Aoi, you have feelings for Kotori, right? She said it so frankly that it took me for a moment to process the question. Yeah, I do. Wow! He just, said it! I can't believe it! Wow, that's a good sign. I answered so unhappily, partly because I was bashful, and partly because it was frustrating to be asked so plainly like it was nothing. Why don't you tell her you like her? It's not that easy. We have the soaring club. I'm in charge of the dorms, and there are her feelings, too. You already have an idea of her feelings, though, right? Agaha said this while drinking her milk. I have no idea. About all I know is that she doesn't hate me. Even if she says she likes me, it can mean so many different things. Besides, if I said something and it didn't work out, I might make her feel cornered. Cornered? She relies on me, right? But when I think about things getting awkward, she's like, oh my god. I bet Agaha's probably disgusted, because she's like, verbatim, what did Kotori say last night? She's like, I hate both of you. She's like, really? Agaha sounded like she was in a bad mood. Well, aren't you sure of yourself? Kotori would be fine without you. If I got along, she'd get along splendidly, and if she needed support, I'd be there. And to add to that... Well, to me, what you're saying just makes it sound like fondness. Why fondness? Like you're so happy that Kotori depends on you. You're wrong. Whatever. Whatever, it isn't for me to say. Go ahead and do as you like. What a remark for her to make like that. Yeah, I'll do what I want. In any case, nothing will come from continuing like this. I have to do something about this feeling and fast. Man, you're not the only one thinking that. Like, we're all on bated breath over here. Just dancing around it. Excuse me. Oh, hey, Hibari. Hello, Aoi. Hibari had come in the rain just after noon. Before, Hibari had come once a week, but lately she had been coming less. It was her first visit since summer break had started. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I've been busy with work. On top of that, lately it seems like Kotori's been enjoying herself, so I've been able to relax and just watch. I'd actually like to come every day, but her voice had an unhappy tone. Knowing her, she may actually come every day. But it's rare for you to come at this time. She usually comes at night. I came today because I have something important to discuss with Kotori. Hibari took on a serious facial expression and spoke firmly. He's like, well, good luck. I don't want to. Please, Kotori. If I don't want to, I don't want. If I say I don't want to, I don't want to. There's no way I'm going home. Please, just during Oban, Mom and Dad both want to see you. I went home for New Year's, isn't that enough? That was on a day trip. You were only home for a little bit. That was as much as I could handle. Are you still bothered by that? It's in the past. It's in the past. Both of them feel bad, okay? It's not in the past. Not at all. To me, it feels like it was yesterday. Kotori. Yikes. Got it? Now leave. No, I won't leave. Today, no matter what happens, I will get you to promise to go home. Bah, no matter how much you insist, there is no way I'm going home. Do you just intend to stay like that? Yes, I do. Sorry, yes, I do. Okay, so what will you do after you graduate from school? Will you live alone? Kotori, don't just run away from this. I understand that it's difficult, but... Hat. He's like, what? Attack! She's like, sorry? Oh my god! Hat, cut it out! Like he's like her personal little attack duck. Come on, forgive me. Driven away by Hat, Hibari ran from Kotori's room. Whoa, cut it out, Hat! You okay, Hibari? I'm fine. Sticks out her tongue. After getting Hat back, Kotori shut the door and locked it. What's with her? It's fine. I went too far. Interesting. What on earth happened just now? It seems like you were fighting over whether she'd go home. I asked while preparing tea. This year, I'm gonna take Kotori home. I've made up my mind. What do you mean by take her home? Oh, only during Oban. I don't mean she'll stay home forever. Hearing that, I gave a sigh of relief. But I failed. Why won't she go home? Are things not going well with her family? Yeah, I felt like it might be a rude question, but I've been wondering, so I went ahead and asked. With a grave look on her face, Hibari stared at the glass of barley tea, on which droplets of water had collected. Have you heard anything about how Kotori hurt her legs? Yeah, just a little. If I remember correctly, it was something about an accident during a family trip. That was 4 years ago. Because of the accident, our joyful family trip took a horrible turn. Until then, we were the model of a happy family. My parents got along, I had a cute little sister like Kotori, we were an ordinary, happy family that anyone would be jealous of. But that accident changed everything. You never know what'll happen in life. There are times when you think you're living an ordinary life, but then suddenly without warning something is taken from you. Just like what happened to me. But what was taken from the Habane family was something beyond comparison with my situation. I always thought that it was strange, but why is Kotori living in a dorm? Usually if someone has a handicap, don't they live with their family? Otherwise they might enter a facility with a caregiver. After Kotori got into the accident, our family changed drastically. Regarding the accident, our parents blamed each other. Yikes. And looking at Kotori's immobile legs, they cried every day. Yikes. Kotori was a volleyball player, you know. She wasn't very tall, but could jump so high. She was so cool. I think for that reason it was especially hard. But that's terrible. It's harder for Kotori than anyone else. Yeah, Habari said, nodding deeply. Both Mom and Dad loved Kotori from the bottom of their hearts. That's why in front of Kotori, our parents tried not to show it. But even if you try and hide that kind of thing, it shows through. I mean, we're family. Kotori thought it was her fault, and in no time she started to blame herself. So because of that, Kotori is... Habari nodded. I mean, who could blame her? It's like super stressful. I think she couldn't stand being there anymore and left. Since Kotori left, it's been like time has stopped. Just like the accident around that time. Since I wasn't there, I can only imagine it. If I lost Kotori now, I would be tortured by suffering that felt like being torn apart. But it was the hardest on Kotori. I'm positive that her mom and dad both understood that and were trying their best to be considerate. But even so, it's not possible to bury all that sadness and continue smiling. I'm sure that sadness is too much for one person to bear. To an unbelievable degree. I'm glad that Kotori came to Flying Fish Manor. She particularly changed after meeting you, Aoi. She began smiling, she made more friends, and she seems to be having fun every day. It's almost like she's returning to the old Kotori little by little. If that's the case, that makes me happy too. If I could ease the sadness of Kotori and her family even by just a little bit, I would do anything. If my mom and dad saw Kotori now, they'd feel so relieved and be able to laugh again, just like old times. When she went home for the new year, they seemed so happy. The house felt so much lighter for the first time in ages. Seeing Habari's sweet smile at saying this, I felt the pain, like my chest was being squeezed. Yikes, dude. Hey, Kotori. There was no reply. Kotori, I know you're there. Open the door already. I heard the sound of the door being unlocked. I'm going in. Were you asked to come by Habari? No. Look, what you did earlier was terrible. I just scared her a bit, right, Hat? Well, I guess Hat had just rustled about and driven Habari off. He hadn't even pecked at her. But even then, a weak girl may even faint if attacked by a huge bird like this. You did well a moment ago, Hat. You're my bodyguard. Hat seemed happy to be praised by Kotori. I took out a cucumber I'd been hiding and waved it in front of Hat. Stay calm for a little bit, okay? What are you doing? I can't have Hat set on anyone else, so... No, don't eat that, Hat. Hat is fully concentrating on eating cucumbers, his favorite food, and doesn't even seem to hear his partner's voice. Duh, I guess he's a duck after all. So, why won't you go home? I told you before, didn't I? Because right now is a difficult time for me. It'll be fine if you aren't here during Oban. Yeah, tread carefully, my dude. What are you talking about? Are you saying you don't care whether I'm here or not? Just during Oban. It was clear that Kotori was upset. I heard about the situation from Hibari. I think I understand your pain. But running away won't solve anything, will it? I'm not running away. You don't hate your mom and dad, do you? I mean, when you were talking about quitting school before, you said you wanted to reassure your dad. Kotori remained in sullen silence. You're actually worried about your family, right? I mean, a little bit, but then it wouldn't hurt to go back for just a bit, would it? During Oban, while you aren't here, the others and I can cover for you, so... I said I'm not going home. Just leave me alone. Kotori... why do you have to say that kind of thing? I don't want to hear it from you, Aoi. This matter involves only my family. It has nothing to do with you, so don't butt in. Yikes. Hearing Kotori's teary yelling, Hat, who had been eating the cucumber, reflexively lifted his head. Sorry, I went too far. Aoi, you're completely right. This is not something I should butt into. I forced a smile when I said it, but I might have felt a bit lonely. That's right, it doesn't involve you. Sorry, anyone would have gotten angry. Sorry I said something so meddling. Uh-oh, after saying that, I left Kotori's room. Yikes. Yikes. I shouldn't have continued, or we should have stopped earlier when the fields were light. That's a rough place, because I should have called this episode half an hour ago. Oh dear. The rain continued to drizzle for several days as though it were clinging on. After that, things somehow got awkward between Kotori and me. Yeah, no kidding. And we stopped talking face to face. That'll help the whole relationship thing. It wasn't that we were angry or hated each other. We just didn't know how to interact. I imagine that'll make it easy for everyone around you. Just silent. Oh my god. Agaha's like, I hate everybody in this building. Yeah, but Agaha's like, I hate you too. She's like, we were so close and now suddenly it's so much worse. She's like, it's so much worse now. This is such an unpleasant atmosphere. Poor Asa. Those two have been like this for a while now. While we're working silently, I think our work efficiency has gone up. But Yoru's about to suffocate. It's hard to breathe. I can't take it. I know what you mean. But there's not much we can do. I mean, that's true. It's kind of their problem. Freaking yikes, dude. How have things been since then? Is that how I talked to you? So, you know, only when they have to, basically. Not since last night at dinner when I was asked about putting mayonnaise on some sort of food item that I can't pronounce. It's pretty serious, then. I never thought Aoi would get so depressed. Yeah, well, love does that to you. From what I understand, a little tear. Oh my gosh, this chair is murder, dude, and I'm so sick of sweating. What can I do? I wonder if he hates me. Well, I couldn't really say. I don't like this. I don't want Aoi to hate me. Well, yeah, you did tell him it concerns only my family. It's none of your business, which is a pretty painful thing to hear when he was only doing it because he cares about you, so that hurts. I guess it may have been that one thing you said. Yeah, that. Yeah, that. I'm not reading it again. It was hard enough the first time. He was acting like he was your guardian. Weren't you shocked? It just came out of my mouth. That's not really how I feel. So why not tell him that? It would make things go back to normal. I wonder about that. And what was it that Aoi said after that? He apologized for meddling. Well, it's strange for him to butt in about other people's family affairs. I don't think so. For Aoi, it's okay. Once again, Agaha doing the Lord's work. We don't appreciate her enough. If that's what you think, just tell him how you feel. Being all gloomy won't change anything. But he already hates me, I know it. He'll think like, what are you doing? Telling me now. She's like, oh god. Whoa, look, it's Amane. Gosh, I'm soaked. Amane. Oh, Amane. Hey guys, you have anything I can wipe myself off with? She's like, I need a towel. It's pouring outside. Thank you, Asa, for trying your best. Make up with Kotori. Before my sister asphyxiates. It's not that easy. I was being pressed by the Kazuto sisters at the end of the dock. Sorry I made things so awkward, but they were telling me to make up with Kotori, but it wasn't like we were fighting. What to do? Well, I don't like it. I want you and Kotori to get along. It just feels uncomfortable, like when you fasten a button in the wrong place. You should get along like before. Come on, Aoi. Asa grabs my arm and shakes it like she's pleading. Kotori and I had gotten along well. Almost too well. That's why I'd intruded on her family's business so bluntly like I knew everything. I really hurt her. For instance, the time I tried to stop Kotori from quitting school, I didn't hold anything back. I thought she'd hate me for it, to be honest. I felt that even if she hated me for it, if new possibilities occurred to her, it'd be worth it. I was able to do that because we just met. But this issue was different. I had gotten comfortable with our friendship and intruded into an area she was uncomfortable with. I don't want to hear from you, Aoi. Honestly, that was a shock to hear. Remembering that makes my heart sink even now. Thanks to that, I wasn't sure how to talk to her. I felt a vague sense of distance. Of course, I don't want to leave things like this. It's not even how she really feels, bro. When Kotori calms down a bit, I'll apologize to her again. There was something else I had to tell her. Yes, promise me. Okay, I promise. The problem is that I know Kotori isn't asking for an apology. So what should I do? Oi, dude. The door opened and Agaha and the others returned to the dock. From the back, hey, Amane. Long time no see, Aoi. Amane entered in her usual carefree fashion. It was the first time in a while that she'd come here. Not back here, I don't think. Wow, you've gotten quite a bit done. She says this looking at the airframe, which is drawn close to completion. All we have to do are the paint job and the details. That's good. Seems like you have plenty of time to do it schedule-wise, too. Everyone gather round. Saying this with deep meaning, Amane gathered everyone. Kotori noticed me and awkwardly averted her glance. Awkward. Awkward. Amane began talking, not noticing the strange atmosphere. So sorry that I rarely come here, despite being the advisor. It's because I'm an adult. I'm busy. Not at all. It's enough for you to be the advisor. Agaha ignores the bragging about being an adult and replies. So, I wanted to be of some help. I made this. Amane begins to remove a large sheet of paper from a long, thin tube. Oh, it's wet. Ah, water seeped in through the cracks. What is that? What is that? Agaha asked, feeling rushed by the somehow pitiful atmosphere. This is, a present for Kotori. For me, Kotori is dazed, taken by surprise. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Amane saw the bookmark on the PC, I bet. I bet she made designs so they could make a handicapped cockpit, I bet you. I found a bookmark on the office PC, and I drew this up. Saying that, she opened the sheet. It looked like some kind of blueprint, but it was not a glider. For a moment, even Agaha didn't know what it was. What is this? It looks like a cockpit? Right, wasn't that on the PC? A foreign-made cockpit? I was like, oh god! He's like, ah! Everyone is surprised by my sudden outburst. Gosh, you scared me. What happened? This is a cockpit for handicapped people? Kotori, who raised her head after hearing my words, peered at the blueprint again. The thing you looked at, Amane, was it that German glider production site, the one that Aoi found a while ago? Yes, if you tried to import it, it'd be difficult, right? So, I thought we could make it ourselves. We should have done this from the beginning. I really don't understand what you mean. This is for you. If you have this, you can fly. I cut off Amane, turned to Kotori, and spoke enthusiastically. You can fly the glider with your own hands. How about it? Aren't you thrilled? Oh, okay. Kotori had a blank look on her face. Seeing her expression, I remembered that we hadn't been talking for several days. Then I realized I had gotten a little too happy and felt embarrassed. But the happiness that bubbled up after that could not be controlled. Kotori, you should be excited. This means you can fly by yourself. Really? Kotori still didn't seem to understand. She was vacantly staring at the blueprint. This makes it possible to control the rudder not with the pedals, but with your hands. We'll have to alter the cockpit, but it shouldn't be hard to do that. Aoi, you found this for me? Yeah. I thought you probably want to fly by yourself, so... But I never thought that Amane would drop a blueprint. For a while, Kotori stared in amazement, not at the blueprint, but at me. Thank you, Amane. Yep. Suddenly, Kotori reversed the wheelchair. Oh, Kotori! I'm going to use the restroom. Saying that, she left the dog. She didn't seem that happy. I wonder if doing this was intruding too. I don't really think so. She's probably gonna go have a good cry, honestly. A good therapeutic cry, I imagine. Yeah, Agaha's like, yeah, I don't think so. He doesn't? See? I told you, tears of joy, dude. He doesn't hate me. Just for me, Aoi found... She's so adorable, I can't take it. I'm so glad, so glad. Aww, that's adorable. The feels, man. They haven't apologized or confessed yet, but they don't. I mean, you know, that's a good start. It was the day that the rain, which had stretched out over several days, stopped. The improved airframe was finally completed. Standing before this object they'd put their blood, sweat, and tears into, everyone was filled with emotion. We did it, Kotori. Yup, we did it. Standing a bit away from me, Kotori's eyes were shining with just a bit of happiness. Seeing that, Agaha winked and smiled at me secretly. I nod back at her. There was still a bit of distance from Kotori, however the awkwardness from before is gone. It seemed that we were both waiting for a good time to make up. Come on, we don't have time to stare blankly. Take apart the airframe and put it into the trailer. Okay. Alright. I'll help too. We take apart the assembled airframe and load it into the trailer. You see that? Yoru is breaking down. She's interested, despite herself. Anyway. Today we will go to the runway and do a test. A test with our new model glider. Hell yeah. And maybe while we're there we can apologize and confess, huh? Asa, be careful, don't bump into anything. Okay, today was Asa's first time to do assembly work on the glider's body. It's not difficult work, but mistakes can lead to large accidents. When people involved with gliders do assembly work by themselves like this, they begin to understand the composition and functions of the airframe. It's finally finished, huh? Anchan says, while gazing at the improved glider being assembled. I had gotten him to help with transporting the glider. I would imagine Anchan feels connected to this glider too. To be honest, I didn't think you guys could pull this off so well. It's thanks to your help, Anchan. He provided us with cheap materials, searched for difficult to find parts, and sometimes helped with building. I wanted to see this thing fly too. You gonna fly today, Aoi? Yeah. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that, guys. I assume I explained everything in the beginning of the video. I assume I will explain what happened there. Really sorry about that. It was a fantastic episode up until that moment, so really sorry. Yeah, I'm assuming I will explain everything in the beginning, so I'm not going to do that again. Well, I don't know, we're not going to go very far. We'll go with maybe a few minutes to see how well this goes. Maybe if we can get to a good tearful moment. And sorry about the super haggard video, but you know, yeah, anyway, sorry about that. You don't really count on a power loss because nothing says power loss like a big bright blue sky. So I don't know, I feel like I'm living in a cave or something. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. So we'll just make do with this episode. Anyway, really sorry about how that all turned out. I am sufficiently pissed off, and so we're not going to go very long now because my mood is gone. So we will just get a couple of minutes, if nothing else, just to find a little better stopping place. And we'll just get to it. Anyway, I wanted to see this thing fly too. Now, I think there'll be a few minutes. It's a repeat here. Like, you've already seen I think a couple of minutes. There'll be a small repeat. But anyway, sorry about that. I wanted to see this thing fly too. You gonna fly today, Aoi? Yeah. It's my first time in a while to fly here. Until today, I'd been using my weekends and doing training at runways a distance away. It's different than I'm different than I was a year ago. Amane isn't here, is she? She says she's busy because she's an adult. Even though she isn't here today, she'll have plenty of chances to see a test flight. Aoi, man the cockpit. I'm gonna do a positive control check. Alright. I get into the cockpit and check the piloting system. The wings and tail assembly have been remade, so it feels different from before. Okay, next are the rear seats. We carefully undertake various types of checks. Of course, Asa and the other newbies are nervous, but so were Agaha, Kotori, and I. It is our first test flight in a long time. Alright, now to check the division of roles. First, Aoi is the pilot. Next, I will control the winch. Huh? I thought I would. No, I'll do it. Asa will hold the wingtip and run. Okay, I'll do my best. Yoru, please check the safety of the surrounding area. Understood. I like how she's like sort of joined, even though she didn't plan on it at all. What about me? Kotori asked with insecurity in her voice. Without a word, Aga winked at me. Your seat is over there, isn't it? I motioned to the rear seat with my thumb. Huh? Kotori looked around at everyone's faces. Until coming here, Kotori had been assigned to the position of controlling the winch. However, no one is surprised at that having been hurriedly changed. That's because there has been a meeting beforehand with everyone except Kotori. Kotori also realized that when she saw everyone's unnatural expressions. I made you a promise, right? I'll let you ride first. I made you wait quite a while, but Kotori had been looking at me vacantly as I blushed, but soon she blushed even more.
ダメよそんなの。だってこれ作るのに一番頑張ったのアゲハだもん。
That's not right. I mean, Agaha worked harder than anyone to build it.
私なんかあんまり役に立ってなかったし。
But me, I wasn't of that much help.
そんなことないよって言ってほしいわけ？甘えんなよ。
That's not true, is what you want to hear, right? Quit acting like a kid.
朝だって乗りたいでしょ？
Asa, you wanna ride too, right?
それは乗ってみたいですけど。でも普通は先輩が優先なんじゃないでしょうか。
I do want to try riding it, but it's normal for older people to get first priority, right?
夜は
How about you, Yoru?
私は手伝ってるだけの部外者ですから。
I'm not even in the club. I just helped.
飛ぶのは一回こっきりじゃないんだよ。
It's not like we're only gonna fly once.
そうですよ。私、小鳥先輩に最初に乗ってほしいです。
That's right. I want you to ride first, Kotori.
あなたが部長なんでしょ？なら別にいいじゃない。
You're the club president, aren't you? So it's fine, right? Yeah. Kotori glanced upwards at me nervously. As there has been some awkwardness in the past several days, can't expect her to suddenly show happiness.
乗る。
All right. Okay.
朝ちゃん、夜ちゃん。小鳥を後部座席に乗せるのを手伝って。
Asa and Yoru, help me get Kotori into the rear seat.
はい。
All right.
え、
Okay. Kotori was lifted by the others and put into the rear seat of the glider.
シートベルト緩くない？
Is the seatbelt loose?
大丈夫。
It's fine. Don't touch the control stick. I spoke to Kotori as I got into the front seat. Okay.
葵、これは改良型の初フライトなんだから、あんまり無茶な飛び方しちゃダメよ。
Alright, this is our first flight with the new model, so don't take any chances with your flying. Of course I won't. Of course I won't. Close the canopy.
はいよ。小鳥、いってらっしゃい。
Alright, Kotori, have a good flight. Hell yeah, we're bonded. I'm sorry, my mood is gone, dude. I'm so mad. Like, it's like, what century am I stuck in? It's blue sky outside, and you just power just vanishes. But like, how the hell does this happen? So, sorry, my commentary is gone. I am pissed. So I'm trying very hard to keep it under wraps and not just straight up start swearing. So we're just trying to get to a better stopping place for the story and get through this stupid, lousy video that was great up until a moment ago. So anyway, really sorry about that, and sorry about my mood. And editing is now going to be a bitch, whereas before it was going to be easy, and now it's no longer going to be easy. So I'm more than a little mad about that too. So you know, it is what it is. The canopy was closed. Outside, sound was blocked out by the clear dome. I felt a sense of nervousness coming from the rear seat. Outside, Agaha was running toward the winch. Yoru is inspecting the surrounding conditions from a distance away, and Asa is checking the tow line. Finally, it's time for the improved glider's first flight. The wings are all made together, will fly through the air. And the promise I made with Kotori a year ago will be fulfilled. The air current is calm today. We won't be able to fly very high, but this is perfect for our first flight. But if you get scared, tell me. I'll land right away. Okay.
Aoi, 準備 OK?
Oh, are you prepared? I heard Agaha's voice through the radio. You alright, Kotori?
いいよ。
I'm fine. We're okay. I answered Agaha and gave the signal to Asa. Asa walked around to the side of the body and lifted the wing, which had been leaning on the ground.
Runway is clear.
Runway is clear. The runway had been checked. Lift us up.
了解。行くよ。
Roger, let's go. Whoosh, the tow line was pulled and the glider began to move. It accelerated suddenly. Asa was running with all her might, but soon let go of the wing. I pulled the control stick. The glider, which had been running over the weed-covered bumpy ground, gently lifted up. We're off the ground. While the glider floated near the ground, it was pulled by the winch and picked up more speed. I'm going higher. Okay. I pulled the control stick back and aimed the nose upward. The airframe suddenly began to gain altitude. Whoa! While feeling the G's with my whole body, I gripped the control stick so the glider wouldn't lose control. We got further from the ground and the sky spread out before us, outside the canopy. I'm going to disconnect. As we got directly above the winch, I pulled the release lever. The hook was disconnected and the tow line was released from the underside of the frame. We were released from the force that had been pulling us back, and the glider was thrown into the sky. I quickly turned and checked the tow line's disconnection. I have confirmed the release. Roger.
パラシュートが落ちてく。上から見るとこんな感じなんだ。
The parachute's coming down. This is how it looks from above. Kotori, who had always been in charge of the winch, was looking at the small parachute from below. Takeoff successful. As I announced this, Kotori looked at the outside view from the rear seat.
すごい。本当に飛んでる。
Wow, it's really flying. You scared?
全然。
No, not at all. I'm facing forward, so I can't see, but I am sure that Kotori's round eyes are sparkling. That was how her voice was. To check the feel of the new wings, first I slowly flew over the runway. It responds to the rudder movements more quickly than the old wings, but the feeling of gliding is smooth. So this is a test flight. As this is a test flight, I have to remember the sensation and report it to Agaha later.
朝たちがあんなに小さく見える。で、撃ってもわかんないだろうな。
Asa and the others look so small, they won't even know if I wave to them.
葵、どんな感じ？
Aoi, how's it feel? Right now, it has a good feel. It's more sensitive than the old glider, but the gliding itself is smooth.
小鳥はどう？
How are you, Kotori?
すっごく気持ちいいよ。
I feel great.
よしよし。じゃあまあ頑張んなよ。
Good. All right, do your best.
お、
Okay. He's like, what does that mean? What does she have to do her best at? I have a grasp of the feel, so I'll stretch out my legs a bit.
了解。くれぐれも無茶しないでね。
Roger, just be careful. Should we go back to should we go back to that place?
あそこって？
That place? Windmill Hill. Yeah. Kotori answered like she felt it was a good idea. I tilted the control to stick to the side, stepped on the rudder pedal, and flew the glider toward the lake.
本当に飛んでる。
Whoa, we're really flying.
どう、朝ちゃん。自分が作った翼が飛んでるのを見る気分は。
How is it, Asa? You're watching the wings you built flying through the sky.
なんだか不思議です。どうしてあんなものが飛べるんでしょう。
It feels strange, but how can it fly like that?
不思議だよね。ちゃんどこかへ
Whoop,
行く
sorry
みた
about
い。
that. I think she
湖
said,
の方かしら。
sorry about that. I accidentally skipped it. I think she said, it is strange. It's balancing itself through the air. You get the idea. Looks like they're going somewhere. It looks like they're going somewhere. Maybe over to the lake.
ここで飛ぶ時の定番コースだからね。
It's our standard course for when we fly. It's true. The glider crossed over the lake and flew near the area above Windmill Hill.
いい眺め。この湖ってこんなに大きかったんだ。
The view is so great. I didn't know the lake was so big. We were at the edge of the north side of the lake. The lake is long and thin vertically, but in particular the portion of it is narrow, almost like a river. Thanks to that, crossing it in a glider is simple. I slowly flew over the glider over the peak of Windmill Hill. There was a bit of a warm air current. I like the view here most of all.
いいね。立ち並ぶ風車が綺麗。街も見渡せるし。あれ、私たちの秘密基地かな。
Yeah, it's nice. The windmills standing in a row are so pretty. You could see the town too. Oh, is that our secret base? I saw the dock's round roof in the area that Kotori was looking. It's a rather large building, but looks small from here. Do you remember it, the day that we first met?
もちろんよ。
Yeah, of course I do. Right over in that area, your wheelchair had gotten a flat tire.
そこに葵くんが来て修理してくれたのよね。
You and the others came, you fixed it for me. And then the glider that Amane was piloting came flying in. Yeah. Not even one of these coincidences... had even one of these coincidences not happened, we may not have been enjoying our time together in the sky.
上から見るとこんな風なのね。
From above, this is how it looks. Kotori looked down through the canopy and spoke with emotion. I flew around the area slowly, just as Amane had done at that time.
葵くん。
Ooh, is this where we actually make up and apologize? Finally. Aoi? Kotori called my name nervously from the back.
ありがとう。
Thank you. He's just like, what?
コックピットのこと。
About the cockpit. Oh. She was talking about the blueprint that Amane had drawn for us. But I didn't do anything. I just learned that there were cockpits for people with handicaps and collected information. Amane had found it by chance and drawn a blueprint for us. It's not like I asked for it. If you want to thank someone, tell Amane.
私のことなのに自分のことみたいに喜んでくれたでしょ
Even though it was for me, you were so happy, like the blueprint was for you.
嬉しかったの
I was really happy. Oh, yeah. I felt a little embarrassed to be told that. At the time, I hadn't dreamed that Amane would prepare something like that for us, so in my surprise, I got too excited. I had gotten too happy, so Kotori, who should have been happy, felt confused.
それに探してくれてたんでしょそういうコックピットを
And what's more, you searched for it for me, right? That cockpit? I just found it on the net by chance, and I thought if we had this, Kotori could fly by herself.
ありがとう
Thank you. I didn't do anything warranting being thanked. Being thanked, even though I didn't do anything special, actually made me feel weird. But I am glad that Amane drew that blueprint. When we finish building that cockpit, you can fly too. Yeah. You'll have to train really hard, you know. I jokingly spoke in a threatening manner, but Kotori nodded solemnly from the rear seat.
それとね
And Kotori hesitates as though it's hard to say.
この間のことだけど
And about what happened the other day. I heard the sound of her inhaling as though she were taking a deep breath.
ひどいこと言ってごめんね
I'm sorry I said that terrible thing. Oh, it's okay. I don't want to hear it from you, Ally.
あれは違うの葵くんはいつも私の味方をしてくれるって思ってて
I was wrong. You always think of what's best for me, and
なのにそうじゃないこと言われた気がしてそれで
I feel like I said something that went against that, so... Her voice made it sound like she was about to cry. I couldn't bear it, so I began to speak. No, I'm sorry I intruded on your personal matters.
違うの
You didn't. Kotori reflexively cut me off.
葵くんにはもっと立ち入ったことを言ってほしい
I want you to say more things like that.
葵くんがそういうことを言うのはおかしなことじゃないの
It's not weird for you to say things like that. Kotori,
私バカだし強情だし素直じゃないから時々あんな態度取っちゃうけど
I'm stupid and stubborn and don't say how I feel, so sometimes I take on that kind of attitude, but
でもあれは本当の気持ちじゃないの
that's not how I really feel.
そのこと知っててほしい
I want you to know that. Okay, I'll remember. I could sense Kotori's relief. It was as though the tension that had continued since the canopy had closed finally dissipated. Alright, can I say something a little bit intrusive?
いいよ
Yeah, go ahead. I hope he just says it right here, dude. I hope he just drops the whole bomb. Ah, yeah, like that. I like you. I feel like her heart stops. Huh? I like you, and not as a friend, but as a girl.
あの
Maybe it's a nuisance for you, but I want you to know. Hell yeah! That helps break through my rage that I'm feeling. It's not gone, I can feel it there, dwelling, but it does help. Kotori, and I'm really happy that at least we got this footage, at least we have that going for us. Anyway, Kotori stopped talking. There was an awkward silence. Just as I became nervous that I surprised her. Please speak before he starts freaking out. I realized that Kotori was crying. Kotori?
これ夢じゃないよね
This isn't a dream, is it? No, I'm pretty sure we're awake.
私
I like you.
私も好き
I like you too.
葵くんのこと好き
I like you, Aoi. While crying, Kotori spoke with all her might. Her voice carried through the inside of the canopy. I felt like it not just with my ears, but with my entire body. I felt it not just with my ears, but with my entire body. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. What I felt was more relief than happiness. So we both feel the same way.
そうだね
Yeah, we do. Which means we're dating, right?
今からずっと
Yeah. From now until forever. I see. Ugh, it's just a laugh. My happiness had been delayed and finally boiled over. He's just like laughing. He's like, yes! Kotori's surprised at my sudden laughter.
どうしたの
What's wrong? But I couldn't stop. I was so happy. Kotori, I like you. I love you. I surrendered myself to the overflowing emotion and tilted the control stick. Barrel roll, baby! The glider spins around while flying. He's just laughing. I'm so glad Kotori says she likes me. Yeah, I like you. She's like, please don't get us killed. Taking in G's inside the cockpit, Kotori's answers frantically. I like you too, Kotori. The glider spins and does a somersault. Like my happiness had been transferred to the glider. You can hear like Agaha screaming over the stick. She's like, hey, this is supposed to be a test. Agaha's scolding voice came through the radio transceiver. What are you doing piloting like that on the first flight? I'm sorry, I just got a little excited. I panicked and leveled the plane out. Kotori, you alright? Yeah, just a little dizzy. I know that you're happy. Anyway, congratulations. Congratulations? Wait, was there radio on the whole time? Congratulations, Aoi and Kotori. Huh? What does that mean? The radio was on, and everyone's like, yes, finally. We heard everything that happened. It got us all so excited. Yeah, it seems that the radio in the passenger seat was on the entire time. Oops. What? No way. Seems that there's some trouble with the radio. Sorry we realized that so late. You liar, you must have realized right away. Oh no. But thanks to that, we were able to share your special moment with you. A confession in the sky is so romantic. She's like, oh lord. They're both like, oh god. I thought for sure you were letting us in on purpose. These guys. Aoi, were you planning on doing that from the beginning? Maybe. I had intended to tell Kotori my feelings on today's test flight. It was a chance for us to have some time alone, just the two of us. There was no worry about being overheard by anyone, or so I thought. Well, at least you'll have less work to do when you report about the flight to me. Transmission out. The transmission cut off. Kotori. Yeah. Kotori was looking down, her face beet red. After that, we stayed in the sky as long as we could and took as much time as possible to land on the runway. Aww. That's nice. We succeeded in landing without any problems, and when we released the lock, the canopy was open from the outside. Agaha and the others greeted us with smiles on their faces that were so wide it made me feel ill. Welcome back, you two. Welcome back. Wow, even Yoru, dude. Welcome back. Ugh. Okay, Asa and Yoru, help me get Kotori down. Okay. They're both like so awkward. Kotori, who came down from the cockpit and sat in her wheelchair, was blushing deeply and had an unhappy expression on her face. You don't have to be so guarded. We aren't going to make fun of you. Yeah, please don't. Right now I'm so embarrassed I could die. Great job, Aoi. Great job with everything. You're going to make fun of me, aren't you? Asa's eyes sparkled like those of a heroine from a comic book, and a smile crept into Yoru's mouth. When I blushed, my cheek was slapped from behind. That was impressive! Oh, I forgot Tatsuya was there. Hell yeah. That was impressive. Even you, Anchan. You were pretty cool. Ugh. Being told that by Anchan made me feel bashful but happy. How was the feel? So how was the feel of the glider? Yeah, I told you over the radio, but it's a little pitchy. It's easy to pilot once you get used to it. The feeling of gliding was smooth too. The sync rate was low compared to the other model. It seems like it'll be able to stay in the air for longer. I see. How about adjustments? It doesn't need anything right now.
悪いけどコックピット座って。
Okay, I'll check for damage or warping. I'll also check the connection. So sorry, but could you sit in the cockpit? Okay. We have to check whether there was damage to the parts during the test flight a moment ago. We will still fly it several times more today. I met eyes with Kotori for just an instant and then headed over to the cockpit.
Kotori?
Kotori.
何?
Then, just around the time when summer was about to start,
やったね。
congratulations. She just laughs. Agaha, I'm ready over here.
はーい、すぐ行く。
Okay, I'll be right there. From a distance away, Kotori watched blankly as we did our preparations for the next test flight. Aww. That's so sweet, dude. Like, this whole moment spoiled by a ruined video. I mean, it's gonna be so haggard because I know I have an idea how I probably edited it. I probably got an image of the game and then just kept it in, is what I imagine I did. And so it's just such a pity because, like, it's gonna be so haggard when, like, the episode otherwise was completely fine. Editing wise would have been obviously it would have been stupid easy, but you know, not now. I'm tempted to push through because, like, I feel like we're really close to this, but I obviously don't know that, and this video is already, like, really long, so we're just gonna give it a save. And it doesn't really matter too because, like, obviously in the next one, even if in the next video we finish Kotori's route, we'll go right into the next one. So it doesn't really make a difference. Obviously, just like from a video perspective, it would be nicer to just fully finish a route like at the end of one video. But I have no idea when that is, and yeah, and I'm still super bitter about my videos footage that's completely gone now. So that's annoying. Anyway, and now editing for this thing's gonna be a pain in the butt. So I now have to get to that. And we'll jump on it. So once again, super sorry about that. Obviously, I have no control over, you know, over my power just clicking off for literally no reason. And like I live in the Dark Ages or something. And so anyway, and so yeah, really sorry about that. At least I managed to at least Audacity like saves the footage. Even if you obviously shut power off while it's recording. At least I was able to save my audio, so at least we have that. Otherwise, all 2 hours and 45 minutes would have been completely gone. At least this way, even partially, we get to keep at least some of it. So there is that. Sorry about how weird and haggard this first part of this video is going to be. At least this last 20 minutes or so, you know, well, closer to half hour at this point. Anyway, at least this last 25 minutes or so actually has footage with it, so at least we get the actual, like, confession part. At least that part got footage, so, you know, at least that's better. But anyway, that is going to call it for this one. As far as I know, recording for this week should be normal. Next week, the beginning half of next week will be weird because I have new training crap for work I have to do that's very early and a big pain in the butt, and I'm mad about that too. So anyway, and so the recording for next week might be weird. It might be very few videos the first half that week because I will have to record when I get home, and it's like a full 8-hour day. So by the time I'm done, I don't know what kind of mood I'll be in, and so, you know, I have no way of knowing what next week's gonna be like. It'll be weird, but I'll talk more about specifics when we get much closer to it. But at least this week should be pretty normal. So anyway, that is gonna call it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later.